We're live!
Hey!
Just
burped up a piece of corn. I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know either.
But I approve.
I'm terribly ashamed of myself, and the things I do just haunt me greatly.
Hi, everyone!
Oh God!
Yay! Cock damn it!
Cock damn it!
God damn it!
We could not have seen this coming.
I just picture a fucking
Not with that attitude.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, fucking advertisement or something like that.
Yep.
Sponsored by Long John Silver's.
I'm not getting paid. What the hell, Twitch?
Tonight's episode brought to you by Chicken Pot Pie.
No,
Homemade,
Long
so
John
you can't get
Silver's.
copyrighted.
Long John Silver's, guys. Shit, that's me today.
Ah!
It's always funny.
Hey, Dad, have you seen that checkerboard notebook anywhere?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, never mind.
Don't give him his notes back.
Oh, there
How's
it is.
everyone doing
You stop
today?
looking
Because
up
that'll
at
just make it worse. But we'll know what he's up to.
Yeah, chat. How are you?
Yes. Yes, Maddie. Yes.
What?
They're wearing their tits shirt.
There's not three of us with tits.
I got Zach a new shirt.
And he's
He's wearing the Weeb Uwu.
Weeb shirt. Weeb shirt.
weeb short.
Weeb shirt.
Cock damn it, shut up. I'm gonna say that all night now.
Is that a jazzy thing or a salty eye thing?
You decide.
I'm just here to
What do you have?
Educate
a
the
little fortress
rules.
of dice?
Yes. I have to protect my virginity. With
You're doing
dice.
a good
I'd
job.
say your
Being a
virginity's
nerd.
probably pretty safe.
It's as safe as she'll ever be.
Okay, I don't know what's over here.
Nothing.
Oh yeah, I need that.
Yes, it is something.
So, welcome to Loaded Jokers.
Hey.
Hey.
When last we left our adventurers, let's see.
Ramming.
So last week,
Debit card.
last week,
It's a credit card.
a group of 6 friends sat around the table
It's nothing, wait.
playing Dungeons and Dragons, being led by a DM who works very hard and does everything he can to make sure we have a great time. He's worked painstakingly on this campaign for several years now.
What are you trying to butter him up for?
Mostly to his, because I'm trying to fuck him. Mostly to his detriment because we're assholes and we shit on most of his plans. So in recognition for everything that our DM does for us, we've chipped in and made something extra special for him.
Oh no.
It's a bag of weed.
You made it.
We grew it.
I say we, really she made it.
I made it.
Okay, I'm gonna let everybody else is gonna see it first because I have no idea what's up.
That's a pretty big dick.
That's a huge dick.
Might have to show,
Yay!
probably,
What?
probably have to show the other camera.
Yes, that is fucking amazing.
Oh, over there.
Yeah, you can see it. That's really cool.
That is
That is
fucking.
sick.
That is.
It would be a cool tattoo.
Damn! Thank you very, very much, guys. Okay.
I'm lucky.
You gotta go change.
But in reality,
We're
following
doing this on stream, but I heard that there's some sort of Twitch policy against nipples.
correct.
So,
Yeah, we can't have any nips, sorry.
What? That's
But you
fine.
can have tits.
You can have tits.
You can have tits on stream.
so what is Twitch's policy on fucking electrical tape? Because I'm all about it.
But in reality, what happened last week was
Fucking electrical taper.
we were coming off of the furious battle between the gnome and dwarf barbarians and the hellacious scrap for the bucket. Finally, what had wound up happening was Ivan and Mystios were on the rope bridge, trying to cross to the other side.
Is that the horn? The battle horn?
When they began to cut the ropes for the bridge, making us lose a little bit of stability. Mystios goes diving off the edge, catching himself and hiding under the bridge, like the clever rogue that he is.
I did it.
Ivan, in a blind
Quick thinking.
sprint on the horse to make it all the way across, wound up ditching the bucket to be able to get up to the top. And when I got up there, when Ivan got up there, he looked over and saw our troll friend. What was his name?
Templeton.
Templeton, yes. Templeton hailed and being under attack by dwarves, so friends came first, buckets came second, and Ivan began to make his way to help Templeton. After that little fight,
It's soft, isn't it?
the bucket disappeared. When the bucket was gone, we decided to reconvene and kind of figure out our next move. Salty Eye really wants that bucket. So, to avoid bullshit, we decided to go sneak into the camp or go find it while the rest of us rested at camp, just to find where the bucket had gone. So we were able to track where they had made camp. The dwarves had made camp with the bucket. We had found where the bucket was. Salty Eye raising a little bit of noise by accident, raising guards and exposing ourselves, both literally and figuratively, till we found who was in possession of the bucket. We tried to lie through our teeth, didn't do very well, and the leader had pissed in a bucket and thrown it in Salty Eye's secret hole.
Portable hole.
Portable hole, excuse me. Portable
It's
hole.
not secret. Everyone knows about it.
So when we wound up leaving, we had decided we were going to go back to Suzale.
Why are you looking at me, dude?
Nah, I'm just making sure.
So, like,
I know, you were gone. I'm thinking out loud.
I was drugged.
But we decided we were going to go back to Suzale. And we found out from Raimi that we have 75 dwarves working for Malar Expeditions and Malar Shipping, which is our business.
I thought it was Hammer and Shield.
No, Hammer and Shield is our business, but Malar Expeditions and Malar Shipping is our shipping business. Mott's Shipping, or Mott's Goods and Shipping, was the business that we set up in Suzale, which is all run by us and by Raimi. And Hal. Hal's the other one.
How? It's your secret.
We found out that while we've been away, we have a shitload of ships that are out there working, delivering packages, and that several magic items with our company seal have been employed into the hands of these people so they can work better. When we were perusing the corpses of some of the dwarves, we had found an amulet, and I think Salty Eye put it on.
I put it on.
And when we decided we were going to go sneak in again and go steal the bucket, we noticed that we were feeling weird, seeing weird things. We were becoming translucent, if I remember correctly, and we had basically triggered something, or something is happening that we don't know what's up.
Someone got triggered.
But we ended the episode in a little bit of a panic. Ivan had tackled Salty Eye out of the tent, thinking that maybe the circle of the tent was some kind of magical presence. But now we're outside. The amulet fell to the ground, and another dwarf walked up saying something to the tune of, "The curse is lifted, we're free." And I think that's where we left off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very confused.
Hashtag Team Gaddy.
Fuck off.
So, yes, as you snuck back into this, or made your way, actually you decided not to sneak in. I thought, like, well, you had just assumed that these dwarves were in your employ and you were going to go make yourselves known, whether for good or ill, and to possibly make allies of these dwarves. At least let them know who you are, and they had a symbol of your company on one of theirs. And the bucket was still kind of a priority. But as you boldly marched into the camp and began trying to interact with the inhabitants there, these barbarian dwarf encampment, you found that as they paid you no mind, did not appear to hear or see you, and as you interacted with them and touched them, your hands would simply pass through pretty much everything here. And so,
excluding each other because I was able to tackle.
Yeah, you were able to tackle Salty Eye. She noticed a sort of reddish energy seeping out of the medallion. It looked like it was seeping into her, and radiating out towards each of the party members. And she panicked and said, "Ivan, look at this." And you snatched it off of her and removed it and dropped it. At last, you had the dwarves' attention as the medallion hit the ground inside the encampment. One went over to retrieve it, and looking around very confused, still appeared to not notice that you guys were even in their midst. Suddenly was paying attention to this amulet that had appeared in their midst, and picked it up. It said, in Dwarvish, "Boss, it's back." And it feels like the curse is gone from it. So, and you're in the middle of this dwarven barbarian encampment. You have a question?
I was about to say, we don't understand them if we don't know Dwarvish, but do we feel what's going on? Do we feel transparent?
Somebody here speaks Dwarvish.
I speak Dwarvish.
Yeah,
And so does she.
Yeah.
You know, the dwarf.
Yeah.
No, the dwarf can't speak dwarf.
No, the dwarf only speaks Elvish for some reason.
Xenophon, you're here.
Hey, Xenophon, I didn't see you so short.
No, but do we?
You've just been so quiet.
But do we feel what's
She's a
going
fucking
on?
two episode stealth dwarf.
Do we feel like what's going on? The transparency, the emptiness.
That's well, you've seen yourselves. To yourselves, you don't appear transparent, but when you try to interact with any of the beings here,
I'm just gonna yell. Ah!
I'm gonna go up
careful
to.
of your throat. I know
That's
that
fine.
you're role playing, but I don't want you to hurt yourself.
I'll
I
be
know you're
fine.
coming off of a.
I'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
gonna-
I yell.
Okay.
And?
And
I already know this.
everybody around you, like all of your party members, you hear you, and as the dwarves begin to group around each other, and you see the one who had set the bucket in front of you previously come out of his tent and holds the amulet up and says in Dwarvish, the two of you can hear, says, "Skolnik was lost in the fight with the gnomes. Yes? How did this get back here? Does this ghost walk among us?"
Yes!
And they begin off.
I'm gonna go up to Bestamon and ask him, like, if he recollects, like, any of his past experiences. Do you feel like you know what's going on?
Oh.
I think we're stuck between planes right now. I think there's something happening that I'm trying to figure out some kind of spell to try to get us out of this, but I don't have anything prepared right this second, so I don't know what's going to happen to us. But we're caught between planes right now, I believe. We may be transported to another place.
I've got a crazy idea right now, and we could try other ideas first, but don't you have some sort of spell that puts people in other planes momentarily? Yeah. Well, if you did that, what would happen if they came back? Because they only leave for like a short time, right?
Yeah, a minute or two.
Okay.
Yeah,
or
it's pretty
5
cool.
minutes or 10 minutes. Right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool when that happens.
You mean like banishment?
I guess so, yeah.
Well, they said it was a curse. Why not have Xenophon try and dispel the curse?
How
Oh,
far?
that's a good idea.
How far has Boss Man gotten with the?
They're about 100 feet away now.
Were you thinking
So
about
I'm just gonna
this
start
entire time?
following him.
They're moving.
I'm going to.
I'm gonna start following him.
I will follow him post haste.
Xenophon, do you want to try and just...
Should we follow the doors or should we fix the curse? The potential curse?
Why don't you guys fix some people and then some people stay in? Like you
Uh,
stay in.
Then she might not be able to find them.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the problem is the amulet.
Well, I was thinking like they can see us right now, so
Who's they?
What?
we can all see each other.
Yes,
Yeah, but if we dispel the curse and y'all still are cursed, we won't be able to see
Can you use dispel curse on certain people? Can you just be like, you dispelled? So that way they can go away.
I have dispel magic. I can try that, but
I
only
mean,
on
If
But
it's-
she
if
has
I-
dispel curse.
if I do it on the amulet, that might solve the problem for all of us. And then
But what if we just do it on one person?
why?
Just to see if that works.
Is it a cantrip or is it a spell slot?
No, it's a spell slot.
Oh, we have to be
Yeah,
careful with
never
that
mind
then.
So, what do you want to do then? Find you want to try to do it on the amulet for all of us, or you want to do it on one person?
The amulet would probably be the best bet.
Yeah.
Let's follow them!
We gotta
Not
see
all
if,
of us wore the amulet.
I mean, we gotta see if Misios and I can even touch it.
There's gotta be some way to get someone's attention. Can we? Okay, I'm gonna just walk up to like some random inanimate object and just see if I can touch it. I know now I can't touch people.
That's the Patrick Swayze.
Okay. So what do you see? What do you see around the what do you see around the encampment as you see this other group of dwarves? The leader holding the amulet is flanked on either side, 3 on one, 2 on the other of these barbarian dwarves as they're making their way back off. Not quite up the path that you took in, but off to the right a little bit. Look like they're about to head behind some trees. What do you want to do? There's a couple of stools, rocks, sticks. What would you like to pick up?
A rock.
Okay.
Rocks seem cool.
Okay. So as you bend down and pick up a stone in your hand.
Okay, so I can pick it up.
Mhm.
I want to gently toss it at one of the. We're in the dwarven camp, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to gently toss it. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want to toss it and hit somebody with it.
Okay. So, and the rock goes and does hits this one female dwarf in the back of the leg.
Is it me?
She turns and looks.
I walk over and pick it back up.
So we can pick stuff up.
And
Right in front of her eyes.
And she's drunk, so it's okay. She's an alcoholic.
It wouldn't surprise me. She's a dwarf.
Yeah.
I saw that.
They're all alcoholics. What are you talking about?
I've actually got a great idea.
So,
and,
Everybody's giving me a look.
and
I have
so you
an
say
idea,
she's
too.
and her eyes widen. Says, like King Wooly. She begins backing away.
I'm gonna pick up 2 more rocks.
Are you gonna start
Says,
juggling?
like,
Okay, I had a different idea, but we can go with that.
I mean, I could pick up a stick and write something in the dirt, but
I was thinking about grabbing swords and
so
start
if,
killing
if our
Oh,
hands
wow.
so let me get clarification. Our hands pass through
Before they hide it from us.
those people,
mhm.
the dwarves,
That's
but we
what
can
it is.
do things with
That's
other
If we
objects.
can grab it.
Yes, right now you
We
can.
grab tangible objects. But we couldn't grab the bucket.
So are they near any trees or anything?
Most of them are moving out of the encampment right
I
now.
was gonna
There's
say,
only
we're
a few
still-
left.
Yeah, Misios and I have been booking it, trying to catch up.
Yeah,
to
trying to catch up with
Okay.
Home Dog with the amulet.
Okay.
And obviously you're faster, so you're gonna get there first. Not clunky.
So they're marching in, and he hears. And he looks behind. Then what is it, Sapayam? Stones are disappearing before my eyes. Everyone. Tatiana and Oberon are toying with us again. Perhaps they need favor. Everyone, quickly, to the hedge. And everyone begins scattering.
Do those names sound familiar?
Tatiana and Oberon.
Oberon.
Is the
Oberon
bucket
sounds
in the boss's tent still?
He doesn't have it with him.
I'm gonna go into the tent and grab the bucket.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that's
And
gonna hurt.
you go into the tent and you reach out. You see the bucket laying on the bed where he. Yeah. And your hands reach out and go to grasp it and come up completely empty. They pass right to it.
I'm going to start feeling everything in the room, see if I can pick up anything.
Okay.
I want to like as I'm running, I want to pull out an arrow from my quiver and throw it at the ground to see if someone notices that I just threw something that was on my person.
Okay. So, taking your arrow out and throwing it on the ground.
Like I want to try to throw it near somebody, so like trying to alarm them. Like, whoa, my God, there's an arrow near me.
So, the arrow hits the ground. Everybody is now not paying attention to their surroundings or anything anymore. Everyone is gathering up a few belongings, and they have all started moving towards the trees. They're not
Towards the hedge, they said.
sorry.
I'm gonna follow the
They
one
said
with the
go. They
amulet
said
in the
everybody
hat.
get to the hedge.
All right, well then I'm still going to keep on trying to follow Home Dog McGee. With the amulet.
Okay, so you're following this group of 6 that have been moving before, along with this king, and there's a stand of trees, one large pine, with a series of very high bushes as they make their way around, and you're looking at a straight wall of bush that's just reaches up about 30 feet. They just as you round the corner, they have disappeared.
I saw a VHS tape in the 70s that had a very similar description.
Actually,
So I'm just gonna see if I can't walk through the bush. I just walk through the hedge.
So you get pulling apart the bush and you begin.
Oh, so I actually have to pull it apart. I can't just walk straight through it because we could do that through. Okay, so it's so far it's nature that
do
we
the
can't,
hands
we can't
pass
touch.
through the bushes? They're trying to pull it apart.
No. As you reach out and grab the bushes and you try to
Oh,
pull them
okay.
apart to start
So-
moving through, you can't just see through the bushes. No, it's a thick wall of bushes.
Oh no, but like what I was wondering was because you said that like certain things we can't touch.
Certain
so I
things.
just
That's what I'm trying to get at. Certain things, like we can't touch the people or the bucket, but we can pick up rocks and.
It seems to be only nature things.
Certain things we can touch and other things we can't.
That's correct.
Yeah. So certain things. So things found in nature. So then.
As I'm following the leader,
Yeah,
I'm gonna see if I can do magic on him. I'm gonna use detect thoughts on him to see, like, what he knows.
Okay, before. Okay, because that's what he was just. Okay, so you be
Okay, I can let you go first.
before he made it out of sight, you cast detect thoughts and. Okay. This is curse Oberon and his tricks. We'll get back. We'll get back. We'll get back to our job as soon as we figure this out.
Curse who? Over.
Oberon.
And what happens if I pry deeper?
He's moving really fast. You've got just about enough time
I
to
said
do.
I've been following him.
Okay. Yes, and as you round the corner, even if you're keeping up with him at top speed and casting this, they've rounded a tree. They've rounded this tree, and as you follow them around, there's a wall in front of you.
So I'm gonna start climbing the tree, and then as soon as I get over the hedge, I'm gonna try to do some stupid bullshit. Try to like jump over, and flip over, and try to land on the opposite side of this wall.
Hardcore parkour.
Yeah, I'm gonna hardcore parkour this shit.
Okay. Okay. So do a quick athletics check.
Is there anything in the tent that I could touch?
17.
17. Okay. So easily you're able to start making your way up the tree. Go ahead and as you make a. No, actually, you don't even need to do a perception check. So as you start reaching around. You're the one that's looking the closest. Ember, if you would make a perception check as you're looking inside the tent, as everything that you're trying to come into contact.
9.
9. Just you become acutely aware that the light around you is, even for this heavy, dense cover that you're in. You know, you've got the thick canopy of the forest. The light shining through seems exceptionally dim.
If I walk towards back to camp where Salty Eye is, does the light change?
Make another perception check. With advantage. Because you're paying attention to these particular things.
19. Or, I'm sorry, 16.
16? It looks... you started this endeavor, it was fairly early in the day when you struck out here. But it looks like, as you paying attention to the light that does stream through the canopies, you see purple, you see streaks of purples and oranges, as if the sun has already begun to set. You also notice, as you look around, something you hadn't noticed before, because you're paying attention to the environment that you're in around this entire encampment. As you're making your way back into, you see odd-shaped stones going all the way around that seemed almost conical, placed every 15 feet or so.
Okay. As I head towards Salty Eye, who else is in the area for me to tell?
The only person that's not right now is Mistios.
Alright, I'm gonna tell everybody what I've discovered.
I'm parkouring off a tree.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna go over, once she tells me about the rocks, I'm gonna go over and try and push one of the rocks over.
Okay.
To disrupt it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to help her.
Okay.
You're small.
I'm small.
Okay, make a strength check.
That is a 19.
19? Easily enough, you're able to take the stone and tip it over, and as you do, you see where the earth has been untouched by the light for a while. All of a sudden, as you push it over, all of a sudden, almost immediately, you see fresh blades of grass begin to break through the ground, and little yellow buttercups begin to unfurl from underneath as soon as the under the stone has been uncovered. And from almost out of nowhere, from one of these buttercups, as it blooms, this fresh yellow flower, a little white butterfly opens up and takes off.
Can I try and grab the butterfly?
You reach into the air and you're able to, you feel it fluttering in your hand. So, you over here, you parkour off of the tree.
Absolutely. So I just have one question for you. What is the difference between doing an acrobatics check and an athletics check?
Athletics check.
What would make it a difference?
Acrobatics is usually like for jumps and leaps. Athletics is
running, climbing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feats of strength, stuff like that.
Okay, that's fine then. I just didn't know really what classified, because like to me they seem very...
They a lot of times they do cross over. Because your acrobatics way higher than your athletics. Is that why you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's fine.
Noted.
Yeah.
From now, okay, some of those, if they feel like they cross over, I'll say acrobatics or athletics, your choice. Okay. Because they do cross over an awful lot. Yeah. Many times they're interchangeable. Okay. So, as you've made your way up, and you see, as you look across the top of this, there's the You make it up to where the top of this this series of bushes are. So almost a hedge. You see it comes up to a little bit of a point. It looks like it's about 30 feet across to the other side.
That's a big hedge. Do I see everybody down there beneath me? Or they are...
From where you are? Yeah, you can definitely see back into the camp from where you are.
This is a big hedge!
I want to frantically
That's
start
crazy.
pushing all the rocks over now.
I'm gonna
All
go
of
deeper.
Yeah, I'll take as many I can find.
Okay,
as
so
well.
as you make your way around the perimeter of the camp, the same thing. You start pushing stones over.
Does it affect the stones in any way?
And
Are they still magical?
Huh?
Are they still glowing and magical?
They're not glowing. They're just kind of conically shaped stones. They're kind of shaped like an upside,
So
like
they're
a
just
like
a
a squat
perimeter
cone.
stone. That's what they are.
That's what we are. Like, all the stuff.
Can I cast Dispel Magic on myself?
The stones were like magical.
You can absolutely you can.
Yeah.
and then while they're doing that, I'm just gonna start trying to see if I can't try to walk across the hedge.
Walk across the hedge.
Because it seemed like it was pretty sturdy. Like if I had to try to yank myself through, I'm gonna see if I can't try to gently balance myself to go across.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's
No, so I'm gonna do that. What do you want me to roll for that?
Please do it.
An athletics check.
Oh, we have to call it that from now on.
Okay, an acrobatic.
Acrobatic.
I mean, I'll take the combination of the two, so it'd be a +6. So that technically be a 22.
Okay.
Take half of each and add both together.
What?
Half of each and add them both together.
Because the bucket's gonna burn.
That seems fair.
Okay.
I want that goddamn.
I'm not the DM. I'm just talking shit.
Try and just catch me one hut.
So you start testing the tops of the bush. You're able to. It's a little unsteady at first. But you find it like the hedge does.
Put it in the box.
The hedge does support you, and it's like it's unsteady, but you're able to take a few tentative steps, and you make your way up to the top. And 1 foot sinks in a little bit. You're able to pull it back out. You're able to maintain your position on the top of the hedge.
Cool. I'm gonna start walking towards. I can get to the other side, or get to another tree where I can climb down, or try to get over to the other side.
I'd like to make my way over to the hedge where Mystios is.
Very rude.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're also.
When we moved all the stones, did buttercups and butterflies come from all of them?
So let me finish up with him real quick first.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Um,
because what I do is I sort of rip it apart for me to get it. You try using your hands to start cutting it.
so as you're making your way across the top of the, you hear a voice call out. Says, you're either very brave or very new. Because walking on top of the hedge is a high crime.
I'm looking around.
And it's coming from directly below you.
While I'm on the hedge.
Yes.
Who are you? And
the branches part, and this little gnomish face with large eyes, just black as they can be, and peeking out. Goes, yes, mattress and cams. That the guards will be coming around the corner any minute.
wait, hold on. How can you see me?
I can hear you more than I can see you. I mean, not much goes on up above, but you should probably get down.
You can hear me talk right now.
Of course, I can hear you talk.
What the fuck? I'm just gonna I'm just gonna say fucking just dart over and just like try to go like into the hedge. I won't say like down into it, but like across the hedge, like the way I was trying to go. Like,
Okay, so again,
still trying to run to the opposite side.
Says, wait.
What?
You're running right into them. The guards are making the rounds in a minute.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah. Okay, so you're able to make your way to the other side,
And I'm gonna try.
and
And
you,
then-
as you peek over the edge,
It's a 30-foot drop.
huh?
It's a 30-foot drop, right?
Actually, as you look to the other side, it's about 100 feet.
So I'm gonna try some MacGyver bullshit. I'm gonna try to.
I'm on there.
It's all right. I'll be okay.
How far can a dark elf fall and not die?
Yeah, fuck it.
Well, I mean, they're basically cat people.
I know, right? That's what I was thinking. I'm gonna try to start climbing down as best as I can.
Climbing down the.
Yeah. Or do you think it'd be better if I try to stick my knife inside and try to glide down?
Can you like split yourself and fall to where the little?
Oh, actually, where's the nearest tree that's on this side?
Big perception check with triple advantage.
Perception. Shit.
Perception of shit? What?
No. It's
20.
it's 18 plus 6.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry.
Yeah, perception.
24.
As you look out across, you see there's about a 30-foot span over this 100-foot gap. You can look as you're looking down. You see two elves way down at the bottom of this, as they're rounding the corner, in black and like a pearlescent purple armor, as they make round the corner, spears at the ready. Great swirling crests on top of their headgear, and you look around it. You can't see though where you are. You can't see the top of any trees, but you see row after row after row of intersections of hedges for almost as far as you can see.
So this is just one huge ass maze. Nice.
Labyrinth.
What the fuck?
Where's David Bowie?
I know, right? I'm gonna.
Oh no. Why did you do that?
No, are you still here?
What are they? Are they gnomes or what?
There's elves making guards. There's elven guards making rounds, and then there's gnomes inside the bushes.
It's like, I can't talk to you anymore. The guards are making the rounds. If I'm caught talking to someone committing high crimes against the crown and the hedge, I'm afraid for what'll happen to me.
I'm gonna
Save yourself. Save yourself.
And the hedge closes up. There's somebody scrambling back through the hedge.
I'm gonna try to. I'm trying to jump and do like a pencil maneuver down directly into the hedge.
So you're going to jump into the air and try to spear yourself into the hedge?
Yeah.
Remember, point your toes.
You ever seen a snow fox hunt?
Yeah.
Just
Maybe
Those
not
things are so
first, but-
cute.
No, I'm going feet first. I'm just gonna go. Whoop.
Okay.
Like a Tom and Jerry episode.
Yep. Roll for nature.
So, as you go to leap into the air, and you get buried about halfway into it, waist deep.
Tell the young friend to pull
you're-
out your feet.
Don't pull on my
The
feet.
top half of you, the branches kind of catching you, and as the branches are scraping up your leg, and you're trying to get down into it, you realize exactly how dense this hedge is. Okay, you're in the hedge. You guys are knocking over stones.
If I may, if I look around the camp, is there maybe a fire going on, possibly? Like a little fire pit with a skewer and food? Some of me in there.
Some of you.
Embers.
Okay, make your perception check. While she's making her perception check, you guys have finished knocking over the rest of the stones, and again, they all go over very easily. But again, that's pretty much the same thing. As you knock the stones over, fresh shoots of grass and little vines will come out and start growing. You'll see insects begin to crawl away
On the
in what seems to be like a continual twilight.
do we on one of the ones I knock over at some point, doesn't matter which one, I would like to just get real quick, just look on the bottom of it, like the side that was on the ground. Do I see any carvings, any symbols, anything, or is it just a carved hunk of stone?
What, the stone that you tipped over?
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, make a perception check.
Dang it.
10.
10?
No, 9. Sorry.
That's a much cooler idea.
Yes, there are in fact some small carvings in it. They look to be incredibly old, though. They're very, very weathered.
Do the markings appear to be like branding, or is it something like, well, not branding, that's the wrong word, like is there like any kind of magic that I would be familiar with attached to this?
Your face sense is going off the charts all of a sudden.
Alright. There's something fucking weird about the stones. Very fucking weird
The
about the
stones
stones.
that magical grass is growing out of very fast.
What gives you the feeling?
I get the feeling like there's something fayish about them. I can think of a descriptor.
Could just said bad.
Because, well, it's not necessarily bad. It's just something that
Fairies.
you're not here. What the fuck am I talking to?
I know, I'm waist deep in a bush.
Start doing the washing machine.
From the first stone, after doing all the other stones, does the first stone have more growth coming out of it?
Oh, it's not out of the stone. It's from the
out of the ground.
from the earth underneath there.
Yeah. Is there more
are you
growth?
going back to check the first one?
Yeah.
There appears to be, like, in this, in the forest stuff here, the fallen leaves and the small underbrush. There's from where the stones are turned over, it seems like this fresh growth has sprouted, come to life, but it's not. It doesn't seem to. It seemed to have stopped. It's reached its fullest potential.
Okay, now that
But it's very nice and thick and very lush green. The smell of fresh earth and greenery.
Now that all the stones are pushed over, I'm gonna go back into the hut and try and pick up the bucket again.
Okay.
I want this bucket.
So, returning to this tent once again, reach down and
yes.
And did I find that fire? I got a 19.
yes, there is a
Where there's fire, there's me.
there is a little bit of there is in the center of this campment, there is a smoldering fire with a small iron pot sitting in the middle of it. It's been removed from its cooking rack and it's actually sitting down in the coals right now.
So, everybody, if we happen to leave a little, I don't know, sign or a little letter on the ground of maybe a request for the pendant and a couple of smoldering tents, do you think they bring the pendant back?
I'm gonna run outside with a bucket. I got it.
Oh, thank the gods. Amber, do you want a bomb?
Will it work?
Kill.
There's enough.
So I take it that tipping over the stones dispel the curse on us?
With the bucket in my hand, I'm gonna start touching other things that we couldn't touch before and see if I can touch it.
Yes, you're fully in. You can touch everything around you. Everything now is loose.
Do we feel solid?
Solid.
As you reach out and touch yourself, and then grasp Lily one time. You give her a hug. Like, yes, you completely solid.
Do I feel like the curse has been lifted?
Oh no.
Um,
I hope the curse isn't lifted.
I don't think so either, but...
No, I'm hoping not. Because I'm half a person sticking out of a hedge.
Just real quickly, seeing her come out with the bucket that we couldn't touch before, I'm going to I want to walk back in that room. That's where the boss man was sitting with his feet on the bucket. I want to look around his little dwelling space. I want to look for a journal, anything, notes, anything he's left behind.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the bucket in my portable hole.
Make a perception check, and I'm not sure what to have you roll for this because.
Actually, we haven't chosen to take action yet. Like, this might change things, being able to touch things again.
12.
12. I mean, searching around, there's a couple of like scribbled dwarvish runes, like kind of on the floor, but they haven't been stepped on. But there doesn't seem to be any written.
Okay.
No journals, no diaries, nothing of that nature. There is a bag with about 75 gold pieces in it. So that's other than that, all of his weapons. There's a couple of there's an extra pair of pants.
What we could do is we could take all the weapons out of the tents. Like, wait, were the dwarves armed when they walked off?
They hurriedly gathered their belongings and started leaving.
Okay.
You guys could just shit in all the pants.
No. Wait. Real quickly. Yep would have liked the gold, so I'll take the gold for Yep.
Yeah.
It?
To the 75.
That
And the pants.
Armaeus just looks over, just like
But she's
I
dead.
completely forgot about her.
Oh shit!
The pair of pants on the ground, do they appear to be roughly the same shape as the man who pissed in the bucket and kicked it in her eye hole?
Make a perception check.
Can you tell that by something?
Are you gonna piss on it?
11.
11.
Can you tell just by
11. Looks like they'd fit him from what you know of his size.
Brother, come! I need you.
Bruh.
Okay.
And the bucket is in my portable hole.
Armaeus, you weren't here for this, but we don't stand for people fucking with our group, yes?
Yes, true.
I need you to piss on these pants. I will piss on them as well.
Man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
And together we will piss on the pants.
Bonding
Okay.
experience.
I'm gonna
Cute.
poke my head and say, "Fuck yeah."
Just peel the curtain back. Fuck you.
No. No.
So, should we then get out of this area, wait for Mystios? What are we doing now? Do we want the pendant back?
I will put away my barbed paraphernalia and I will come out. I suppose we should regroup, I suppose. Sneaky one! Do I perhaps see the hedge moving while I shout his name out?
Way up in the air.
Yeah, I'm way up and really fucking deep in.
Okay.
How far roughly is
Yeah,
it from
how far
the
deep did I
hedge
go?
And
Are you just like a neck in
would
now?
I be able to message him?
No, how far into the hedge did I go? Like, because I climbed up and then
you're
went on top.
just about 15, 20 feet across.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're not that far from the.
Would I be able to message him?
Well, message is anyone you have in mind, isn't it?
No, I'm sending.
Not sending. Oh, never.
I'm gonna try and message him. Mystios.
Stuck in a bush.
Just message.
It's 100 feet range. I don't know if
Alright.
it reaches him.
No.
No, continue with your message.
Mystios, we got the bucket. I repeat, we got the bucket.
I have a branch on my ass. I'm going to try to get out of this hedge, but oh wait, what's the word limit for message?
A message, there isn't one.
Oh, on the opposite end of this hedge, it's literally a maze. Like, crazy setup has been done here. Done. Send.
Okay.
Courier
Yeah.
pigeon.
Responded.
So,
He's stuck in a hedge. Guys.
Ah, shit. Which one?
not even gonna mention the maze. The forest maze.
I'm going to take the chain whip and try to take a chunk out of the hedge.
Okay.
And then, meanwhile, I'm gonna realize I'm stuck, so I'm gonna try to just like wiggle my way out and try to get back on top.
Now make a strength check.
I feel like I'm going
Once
to try
he's
to
out
become
of
a weed walker.
Just
Spinning
killed
the
enough
whip.
people.
14.
Oh fuck.
I just got deeper into
No, but those bushes, the branches seem like they definitely have a hold on you now. It's like you've gotten about waist deep, and
Oh, I'm gonna put on my Chungus ring. You're trying to hold me now, branches.
okay. So as you throw on the ring,
Big chungus.
and you. Okay, hold on a second. I do need old notes for this now.
Yes.
This is interesting. This is
That was really smart.
Let's see you hold me now, branches.
Here it is. Okay.
Those guards are not going to be happy with you.
Okay, so
They're gonna just be like, oh, it's just a fucking hippo. Wait, how did a hippo get here?
A hippo wearing leather armor.
So as you put on the ring and your body begins to expand and swell, your enormous weight takes you, and you're about nipple deep. You sink even further into.
So now, because I have way better strength, I'm gonna try to pull myself out.
Okay.
With your stumpy legs?
No, with my +6 strength. That's how I'm gonna do this. I'm using a luck dice on that one.
I got
That was a 2. That was a 3.
it was a 4.
Thank God we're not in combat right now.
There we go. 16 plus, so 22.
22. So you're able to and get up. So you're laying flat on, kind of sprawled out on the top of the hedge.
All right.
If I'm standing at like the base of the hedge, can I see it
That's-
like
now
rumbling and
it's like
shaking?
since you watched him go up the tree. It's like now you see the top of the hedge is going. It's been beginning to sway a little bit.
Mistios, you okay?
I don't know. I mean, they probably talk like regular people.
Xenophon, does Mistios need me to burn the hedge?
Oh, please no.
No!
I'm just gonna try to take a whack at
Stop yelling, by the way!
a chunk of the hedge with the
We don't know
whip.
what's
I'm just gonna see if I can carve through it if I need to.
Okay. So, taking the whip and
I need to take the ring.
and it cracks loud, and 2 leaves go flutter to the ground.
She thick!
I will switch to Soul Hewer and try to carve through with that. instead.
axe?
So,
Fine.
taking your whip and coiling it up and taking out your sword, and you thrust it into the hedge, and you kind of pull it back out. And you take it again, and it sticks, and it feels almost like you're pulling it out of thick cheese. It's holding it.
I love it.
And each time that you hit it, like a leaf will come off. Another one.
I really want to burn it now.
So now I'm going to take off my Chungus ring,
Okay.
and I'm going to
So
try to go down it again, but I want to try to climb it down because now it seems like it's sturdy enough for me to climb.
Mhm.
Like, because obviously if it held 400 pounds of man ass, then I'm pretty sure it can handle 130 pound meat.
okay, so go ahead, and this will be an athletics check.
Okay. How far does a 2 take me, Jerry?
2?
How far does a 2 take me?
So as you
All the way to the ground.
as you begin working your way over the top of the hedge, and you're having a hard time like finding your footing, and you reach down, and the handful of leaves that you had were just that, leaves instead of branch, and you
And I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to save myself. I'm gonna try to do like some sort of weird, crazy ass like backflip, and try to like.
okay, make an acrobatics check.
That's an acrobatics check. Thank you.
Should have just done a backflip off the back of the hedge.
Of 100-foot hedge.
30 on this side.
Okay, so that's a 27.
27.
It's a natural 20 plus 7.
Okay, so you're going to roll 5d6.
Nice. I got 5d6. 12, 13.
Into the arms of your girlfriend.
No,
So-
I was climbing down to the side that the.
So you're able to
guards
catch
are
yourself as you tuck your knees up and flip over, and you and hit the ground. But and so whatever you roll, your 5d6,
Yeah. 13.
half that is your falling damage.
Okay,
You're able
cool.
to save for half of it. So,
Hey, that's fine with me. Half is better than nothing. So yeah.
no, for your damage, you're gonna round down, not round up on that one.
Oh, so
So this will be 6. Yeah.
Yeah. I know, but I'm saying, hey, 50% of something's better than 100% of all that.
Yeah, hopefully the guards aren't there to see you.
I was Chungus for a second, so.
Yeah, Chungus ruined the hedge, not I.
I wonder if I put on my invisibility ring if it reverses the side effects.
What?
The curse.
Reverses what side effect?
Of the curse. The fact that people can't see it.
Potential curse.
Potential curse.
Okay. The invisibility ring, you will have to. You would know this now because you've had to attune to it. It's something that you don't put it on and off.
No,
it's
no,
something
it's
you
just-
have
I
on
just-
and
I
leave
just-
on,
boom.
but you activate it by using your mental ability.
I activated.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, so now I'm on the opposite side where the guards were.
Oh, I thought you were going the other way.
No, I was
Back
trying to
where
go.
you came
I was trying to
from.
go
Yeah,
in.
you didn't specify.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying
Okay,
to go
so you're
in.
running in.
I was trying to go in.
Okay, in that case, roll 10d6 and F it. Because it's 100 feet on the other side.
Hell yeah.
So it was 13. So roll 5. So roll 5d6 again.
Can you take more damage?
That's fine. I want to know what the fuck this labyrinth is. Oh, that's way higher. Oh God.
21.
21.
So 10 more damage
10 more damage. Okay.
as you hit the ground. The shock reverberating through your ankles, knees, and hips. It's like
Kind of like what Link does.
What about my shoulder, knees, and toes? Alrighty. Anyway, so now I'm on the other side.
yeah, I guess it.
I tried to do the superhero landing, but I hurt my knee.
Everything. You heard your
I
everything.
hurt my everything.
Is it? And you feel the waves of shock and pain roll through you, and you look up, and there's 2 just magnificent elves in front of you.
Oh my god.
Activate invisibility ring.
Okay, and
I'm gonna try to roll out of the way.
Come on!
Like a motherfucking chainsaw. What?
What?
What? What?
I can't hear. What's going on?
A chainsaw.
What?
A motherfucking chainsaw.
What?
So come and get it.
What?
God, you're so
Oh, Fred
innocent.
Durst.
You're so innocent, it hurts me.
I'm innocent.
Yeah, right.
Ooh.
Oh wait, is she being
So-
serious?
Yeah, she doesn't know. She doesn't know.
I don't know references.
That's a song!
Yeah.
We literally named our horse.
She doesn't know anything about pop culture.
Okay, that's better.
She doesn't know anything because she's a woman.
whoa.
Careful, you're in a room full of them.
That's fine.
Look at the
There's
mirror.
That's why I'm okay with it.
What's going on?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because of the hood. But did you just see a dark elf?
Start backing out slowly.
In typical thief fashion.
Start sneaking backwards. Well, not into the bush, but like trying to like shimmy away from them.
It's
Oh.
It's been a long time since any of the Underdark have ended up in the realm of the Dandelion.
What?
Oh, the dandelion. Okay. Do I recall that ever? Do I ever hear about remembering like that at all? The realm of the dandelion. More of like being a thief, I guess, instead of being from the Underdark.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
What's saving this kingdom?
What's our goal at the moment?
I got the bucket. That was my goal.
We have the bucket. At this point, we're waiting on Mistios to come back so we can fuck off and go to Suzale.
Just light the maze on fire. It's just a big ass bush.
All right, so I'm just gonna start saying.
Is this in game?
For
Can I
I'm
tell?
gonna look around for that whistle.
Can I tell its source? We're both
I'm
looking,
gonna
I guess.
hide.
being looking around and walking into the encampment. You see a tall creature. Looks to be a man. With a thick red beard. He has a crown around his head made of flowers. Strangely though, he seems to have two horns around the top of his head as he's playing a tune on a flute, and it seems like he's whistling the tune while he's playing it too, so there's almost two distinct melodies at the same time. So he begins as he comes walking out, and make a perception check.
Ooh, 14.
That's a 1.
What is he?
He found it.
So Armaeus is just enchanted by this incredibly handsome chisel face with its full, fine red beard, and Ivan can't stop staring at the hooves at the bottoms of his feet.
So pretty.
Is this like a?
Look at his face.
Is this like a? What are the?
Your face, your face senses are going off the chart. You're just like,
This could be one of those. I believe they're called satyrs. Satyrs.
Satanist, gotcha.
Something
The word
like
you're
that.
looking for is satire.
Oh, I know a lot about Satanists.
Does it?
I'm a professional in this field.
Does it clearly notice us, or is it just kind of meandering?
he's just kind of wandering through.
I'm gonna go ahead. Hey!
Did you hear?
Hey. Hi, friend. Hey, don't big boy. You want big
Is it?
baby.
Is it the immediately drops the pipe, and you hear as he brings the pipe down, you still hear pipe music going as a second creature steps in behind him, looking very similar but with much darker hair, the same kind of reddish horns that go up and kind of curl backwards.
Are they satyrs?
Are they what?
A satyr.
Satyr?
Yeah. Would I have seen anything like this? In
Yeah,
the
basically.
You would know
No,
you would
I
know
think
about
we
stuff
know
like
too.
this, and of course, you Vestamon, you would too, because having dealt with so many
Succubuses.
the little pixies that inhabit your garden have told you stories of this before. So yes, you would know that these are the two of you would know that these are satyrs.
Okay.
Ivan, can you detect evil on them?
I haven't quite learned how to do that.
Don't they capture women and take them off? Isn't that what they're
Take them off what?
noted for?
Take them off the earth.
They take them for their mistresses or their lovers or whatever it is. They mesmerize women.
Could
So
Let's let the men go then.
would that be something? Actually, he does bring up a good point. The
Incubuses and succubuses just
the-
hypnotize each other.
readings or anything that have made me familiar, are these known as being dangerous creatures, or are these just creatures of the spirit realm?
Make a history check. See if your studies would have told you anything about this.
Ooh, that hurts. That's a 10. I have a -1 in history.
Like in real
Did-
life.
There, what you've read of them, what you've studied of them in the past, would tell you that they are magical creatures, innate magical abilities, creatures of great persuasion, but maybe nothing that's be inherently.
But what are they doing here?
Clearly, this is a.
They're here to play a
I'm
concert.
gonna yell.
I'm gonna break this down and make it simple. Are we gonna get their attention, or are we just gonna watch them?
I already got their attention.
Yeah, one
I
is
said,
one of
hey,
them's looking at you now.
Okay, cool. I wait.
I'm gonna yell, where are we?
And it he cocks his head. He scans over everybody in the group.
Can you see us?
Yes, yes. Well, don't you all look silly?
Stay away from the kid.
You're a rather amusing lot,
I like your horns.
aren't they pretty?
You didn't answer my question though.
I'm gonna position myself between Salty Eye.
Excuse me.
I'm not getting in your way. I'm just positioning myself between Salty Eye and the thing.
The incubus.
The thing.
Say,
Huh?
Thing.
how far is this thing from us, roughly?
It's like 20, 25 feet now.
Okay.
It's probably my monster man.
What brings you to this area? Friend.
This won't take a long way.
Curious. Oh, curious. Curious.
I'm gonna slip my eye patch at him.
Glorious.
No.
Dangerous.
Interesting.
Tell me, do you live in this area?
The hedgerow and the woods beyond are our homes, yes.
So you're familiar with the gnomes and dwarves? You hold. Don't come closer.
We're just
He's kind of stomping his feet a little bit. He's eyeing you. And yeah.
He likes him strong.
Is that a dance? I'm gonna like do the same thing he's doing.
It's a mating dance. Probably.
Yeah, they're charming creatures. They charm people. Is what they do.
Are we all near each other right now?
Yeah, you're all
Okay.
You're all within 25, 30 feet.
I'm gonna lean into Vestamon and just say like whisper. I'm just gonna say, Vestamon, can you make sure they're not using some sort of magic on anybody right now?
Well, they are. They're
Yeah,
trying.
it's
They're
not-
trying. Everybody has to be aware. They're trying to charm you. That's what their whole life is about, is charming people. And so, it's
Well,
like,
they might not be at the moment. We want to be ready just in case they are.
okay,
I'm
yes, I'll prepare. I'll be prepared. I'll try to stand by. But I'm just saying, everybody here should be aware that that's what sailors do. They try to charm you.
I think
No,
sweet.
I will
And they.
I will step a little closer. I want to step within my melee range of it as we continue to talk to it.
I want to start like following his like stomping and kind of dance to it.
Okay. He's kind of stomps a little bit and turns to the side, and he's kind of a little tail that sticks up like a deer or a goat's tail, and it kind of twitches and wiggles a couple of times.
We are not from this place. We stumbled upon the dwarves and the gnomes. Do they fight often?
It's yes, sometimes their fights spill over here.
So
But while they're here, they're not supposed to be fighting.
But this camp, when we stumbled upon this, we had a amulet, and it felt like we were transparent. Is that normal in a place like this, or is this something new for us?
You have one of King Woolly's amulets.
The one with the hammer and shield?
I know nothing of hammer and shield. I know King Woolly.
King Wooly, would I know that name or anything? Is that like
You just heard one of the dwarves say it, talk out, call out to King Woolly.
No, I mean like thinking back on like when I was studying at the Chantry, would that be like a Fey god that I would have read up about, or?
He was one of the dwarves was calling out to King Woolly. That it was probably the leader of the dwarves that you were just talking to.
The one who pissed in the bucket and threw it in salty eyes.
Yeah.
You really deserved it.
What is your name?
My name is Vam.
And the other one behind you?
I am Vic.
Vic and Van. I am Saliana.
Oh. Curious.
Why is it curious?
You're not from around here.
Well, where I'm from, you're not from around where I'm from, so you're curious to me.
What? It's like going into someone else's neighborhood and be like, I'm not from here, so you're not from here.
Saliana's not smart, okay?
No, I feel like that's something Alice in Alice in Wonderland would say.
Actually, yeah.
I suppose you have a point, but don't wander far from here. Why have you wandered here?
Well, like he said, we kind of just stumbled upon in here. And we wanted a bucket.
Do they not have buckets where you're from?
We took particular interest in this bucket that the dwarves and the gnomes were fighting over.
We really had no reason for it. We just really wanted to step in.
You wanted a gnome bucket?
Yes.
Curious. Curious indeed.
Do you have many guests in this area? Do you have people who come to visit? Humans, elves?
There are many elves here.
I'm in half elf.
Then you must be very excited to meet the true elves.
True elves.
You're not a true elf.
The true elves.
Where are they?
Well, all of the elves that live here are true elves.
Do you
Not
think
like the ones from the plane of dark. The dark elves.
Oh,
Or
they're
the-
nasty.
Or any of the other elves. They call themselves wood elves or high elves or whatever they call themselves. The true elves live here.
where can we find them?
Well, you can go to any of the villages inside of the hedge grove.
Oh, don't tell me there's a front fucking door.
Is there a front door?
And he raises his pipes and points around you, and for the first time you realize that in this kind of darkened sky with its streaks of purple and orange that you can see up through the canopy, that all around you now in this area, where this dwarven encampment is completely surrounded by walls of green with very unique, there are 4 paths that look like they lead through it.
So I have a question. How do these elves feel about those dastardly dark elves?
Well, they don't really say much about them, other than they don't belong here.
Wow.
That's just rude.
Would I belong?
Probably not progressive enough for him.
I'm still gonna, like...
It's obvious that you don't belong. That's why you're so curious.
You say that word a lot.
Yes,
And
because
Do you love the curiosities of the world?
I find them entertaining. I find you entertaining.
So let's say, do you have a front
I
door?
throw a firecracker and I say, light it on fire, see what happens.
Picks it up, looks at it,
Make sure you throw
puts
it.
his flute away, and
No, not for eating, for lighting on fire and throwing.
Same.
No
Ooh, hand him
eats.
some of your bacon.
Do I notice anything weird to my environment? Anything that's changed in the past since we started talking to this person?
yeah, lots of things. Yeah, there's like the sky has turned from like full on daylight shining through the trees to what looks to be twilight. It looks like the sky where you can see through the dense trees overhead. You can see through the leaves. It looks like the sky is purple and streaked with oranges, and all around you, where you could see off into the woods before, it looks as though there's just walls of green, kind of in an oblong circular of the camp, with 4 distinct pathways out of the camp now.
Vam, do you know how we get back?
Get back where?
Back to where we came, to our realm?
Well, if anyone would know how to get you back to where you came from, perhaps it could be the Dandelion. If not the Dandelion, then definitely Prince Oberon.
Prince Oberon. And what's the dandelion?
She is the princess of the hedge grove.
Is Prince
You're in the
Oberon
hedge grove
a
now.
trout?
You're in the hedge grove now.
Okay.
The hedge grove is only one small domain here in the Feywild.
In the Feywild.
What's the Feywild?
Shit.
He's gonna be tense this entire time.
Prince Oberon a true elf?
Oh. No. Prince Oberon is no elf. He's Archfey.
Archfey?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
You should say that.
When we
So can I? I'm sorry to interrupt. I still want to know the answer to this question. The Fey Wild, is that what you said?
Yes,
What is that?
it's where you are. When the gods created the plains, in the beginning, when Ion shed a single tear, and the original plains became into existence, and the prime material sprang forth, there was an echo that reached far and wide. There is an echo of dark on one side of the prime material, the Underdark, an echo on the other side that is the Feywild. Do they not teach that in your schools?
Well, I was an abandoned child, so.
Oh. Why would they do that to a child?
Well, because my king killed my father, and my mother was just gone for a while after that, so.
He walks over to you, and he cradles your head, puts it against his chest, and he begins
Guys,
stroking you.
I'm uncomfortable.
You poor child.
Brother, it's okay. This is called affection. The humans do it all the
And
time.
he grabs your head by each side and looks deep into your eyes.
What? Hey. I don't keep my glance.
Do you have Do you have any food?
Oh, he has bacon.
I throw a piece of bacon in.
I don't want your food. I want his food. It's a reflection of the suffering that he's had. I want to taste your sadness.
I back away.
No, please. I'll tell you where to find Princess. I'll tell you where to find the dandelion. Perhaps just let me taste your sadness.
Yeah, let him taste you.
What is my sadness? How are you going to taste that?
cry a little bit.
Tell me more about how your king killed your father, and let me feel what that must feel like.
Let him lick your tears.
Tell him you were in hell.
Well, I've told the story a few times. When I was a child, I grew up in an all-human town of Ravenswood. Is the name of a medium-sized kingdom.
Yes.
Pretty strongly built on racism. My father, an orc, and my mother, a human, got together, married, and had me, a child, in a town not accepting of orcs.
And how do you feel about that?
That sucks.
No. How do you feel about that?
Oh God.
Puts his hands further into your.
Do I feel anything weird? Do I feel like anything's like? Do I feel like not like myself?
There's a definite connection, almost an electricity in the intensity that he's staring deep into your eyes.
Kiss.
You need to dock.
Hold on one second, guys. I mean, I was picked on a lot as a kid. I mean, I don't really feel anything about. I don't feel anything about my father and mother.
Does it make you sad?
No, it makes me angry. Makes me pretty mad. I've constantly.
Do you feel it now?
Well,
Is that your anger? I feel.
You're the one making me angry. With all due respect, I usually just bury this stuff, and you're making me talk about it.
Just bury it till one day it explodes.
Slaughter my
Dig it
whole
up.
team.
Dig it up.
Don't bury it. Dig it up.
Do you have the shovel to my emotions?
No, you do.
Fucking so philosophical.
I grew up, and we hid in secrecy, and
That must be terrifying.
I mean, it was alright. I mean, it was just normal for me. It may have been weird for other people, but I didn't know what it was like to be outside of this racism. It was just normal. I just thought that's what life was. I grew up, and my parents.
Are you lying to me or to yourself?
No lying.
You're lying to one of us. I feel it buried in you.
Why do you care so much about my feelings?
His feelings of the prime material are different than the feelings here in the Feywild.
Yeah, but why do you care so much?
Because I want to feel those feelings, and I can feel them through you.
Why do you want to feel them?
Because there is nowhere else that I can. You are of the prime material.
What happens if I share this with you? What happens with you?
Well, then you have my gratitude.
Oh, okay, cool.
Ivan!
Well, Ivan, am I okay? You know more about this than I do.
We need to find Princess Dandelion.
Oh God, okay.
Do I get the sense that
Forgive me. I'm just a little tense. Fine, I'll keep telling you. I'm sorry. I grew up in Ravenswood. My father and mother's relationship were discovered by the king himself. My father, the orc, was hung in front of the entire town.
This made you sad. This made you... He takes his hand from around... He still has one hand around the back of your neck, and he puts one hand on your chest. And out of your sadness grew anger.
I always found myself trying to seek justice whenever I saw anything done wrong. When my father was killed, I instantly sought revenge. I took the same noose that they hung my father with, and I hung the king. I killed him right in his own bedroom.
It's not justice you seek. You're a harbinger of death. That was interesting. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you should definitely meet Princess Dandelion.
Will you take us to her?
I'll tell you where to go.
When he was talking about how like the dark elves don't belong, did I sense like any like venom in his words, or like any sign that like dark elves are...
Make an insight check.
Oh,
That's rough.
that's 5.
5?
How obvious was it?
Huh?
How obvious was it?
What he seemed to be stating was, with any ill will or intention, what he seemed to be stating was just simply fact. What would be to him and his race just to be common knowledge.
Do I get the feeling that he would hurt Lily or Mystios, or anyone close to him?
That's that.
Yep. Do I get the feeling if anyone we come across in these lands would hurt Lily or Mystios? Because they are creatures of the Underdeep.
Well, he's been standing there staring at all of you, including Lily, and he hasn't.
Okay. Alright, I'm happy.
Don't they just want to get us out of the Feywild? Isn't that their whole thing is anybody that doesn't belong in the Feywild? That's why I wouldn't let, when I showed them my pixies, that's why I wouldn't let them go into the Fey behind my place, because I didn't want them to disturb anything in the Fey.
Holy shit, Festamon, that's right. Where's your portal? That would take us right the fuck to Suzail.
Suzel.
What portal?
The portal in your backyard. Do you know where in the Feywild it poops you out?
The portal is back here.
Pops you out. If we can find that portal, we can get back to our plane, yes?
That would seem right.
I think we ought to play this out and see. Go talk to this dandelion.
I think it would be good
I think
to have...
because
An
if we could
option
get
out.
her, if we can get the dandelion, I could even summon my pixies and see if they could talk to her.
Okay, how about we do both? We go ahead and take care of this, but we make sure we have the emergency exit lined up in case shit goes south.
That's a good idea.
So do you know where it
In case we
is?
just start killing.
Actually, if Vesamon, if you would go ahead and make a survival check.
Seven.
7 plus what's the
I was gonna
modifier?
say, do you have any modifiers for that?
Yeah, it's wisdom.
It's wisdom, so modifier is a 0.
Yeah, it's a 0.
Yeah.
It's a 0.
I'm thinking
I
I'm
heard it.
sticking
Why
to the rock.
You would
Your intelligence is very high, so you're smart, but you just don't know.
see with the 7, if you knew where the hedge grove was, you would probably be able to find. You just don't know where the hedge grove is in the Feywild, but if you knew where the hedge grove was in the Feywild, you would probably be able to find your backyard.
Yeah, it's a big place. You know, we could search for a day or a year.
Vic, Van, can you go ahead and give me directions for the Princess Dandelion?
She's in the center of the hedge grove.
And how do you get there? From here.
Follow the yellow brick road.
You eat these mushrooms. And I'll show you the way.
And he points to one particular row. There's a path about 75, 80 feet away, where it looks like the hedge opens up. It's almost difficult to tell where it is because there's just so many different shades of green. But as Vic is pointing towards the...
If I look at the opening in the hedge, can I tell if that's near where Missios climbed over?
I don't know. One second. I'm just roll a d20.
You use a luck die on that one?
No, just what you get?
A 1.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay.
The DM
So Vic, it's through there. I'm aware that this is a maze. Is there any specific?
Are you aware it's a maze?
He told me.
Oh, that's right. No.
Yeah, I told her,
Okay.
I was just like, hey, this
I'm aware it's a maze. So is there a particular route we need to take through the hedge?
To the center.
But do you know if we go straight, left, right, straight?
What is this left, right?
Do we go this way, that way,
Why
this
don't
way?
we ask him to be our guide?
Will you be our guide?
Sorry.
You're good. What do you offer in exchange?
Do you want to feel some emotion?
coitus.
Oh.
I was gonna say the bucket.
I'm not giving
Giving
up
up that bucket.
I think I've had enough emotions, but I will guide you for 1 hour of emotional abuse.
We're good at that.
You piece of shit.
I have emotions now. I know what the emotions are from this one. But you, Saliana, you could show me some emotional abuse. Would you abuse me emotionally for an hour?
Of course I can.
Yes, Daddy.
I don't like your horns.
Is that emotional abusive?
Ooh, that was rather harsh.
Yeah, well, your hoofs make a lot of noise when you walk. How else can you be stealthy?
Wait, let him lead us first. We've already pissed him off.
He wants me to emotionally abuse him.
Don't step on my
How
balls.
I'm
about-
gonna ruin
how
his
about-
confidence.
How about we walk and talk?
Yeah,
No. That was the arrangement. 1 hour of emotional abuse, and I will take you.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, can we all pitch in and insult him?
Let's speed it up.
Ooh, could you all? Would you help?
I don't trust you.
Vic, can you put your hands out for me? Do they look like normal hands?
Yes.
I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna look at my hand. You know what, Vic? You're a broke dick shitter with fucked up hands.
Damn.
But that hurts a little. But I think you can do better.
What is the other satyr doing while this one's hitting all this?
Just standing back and he just kind of giggling under his breath.
Your fur is greasy and unkempt, and you look like trash.
Yeah.
Is that a dingleberry?
I don't know.
You don't know what it's like to have friends. You're lonely
You smell.
and a loser.
You
If I didn't-
smell of a goat.
If I had a choice between weak old dead corpse and you, I'd choose the weak old dead corpse.
If I was
Have
locked,
you ever smelled a troll? You smell worse.
Damn.
if I was locked in a room with Vecna, King Baldric, and you, and I had 2 fireballs, I'd cast it on you twice.
Other than that, you're a nice satyr.
But you're terrible at the flute. Like,
You can't play
my
for shit.
ears.
Oh, but your words cut. More.
I've heard better music from the things we've killed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we used to have a guy named Nameless who farted better than you play.
And he had 2 assholes.
Oh, yes. You are good at this. Come. We'll go now.
Oh, he's had enough. Pussy.
Was that opening near where Visios climbed over the hedge?
I don't know. Let me pull up the map.
I'm gonna message Mystios and say we're going to Princess Dandelion. Meet us in the center of the hedge grove.
What? I'm in the realm of the dandelion.
And thanks for checking in.
Gotcha, boo boo.
I think Armaeus had the right idea. We'll walk while we'll talk while we walk. And says
You won't walk. You'll just gallop.
Stop.
and he begins guiding you through. Let's see, as you head up out from underneath the canopy. Again, the walls of these hedges. You're in a path that's it goes between 15 to 30 feet wide. The hedges keep going as they meander through, and you see paths to the left and to the right. He takes a turn, and it kind of swoops around. You're traveling for about 15 minutes. You make it through, and you've made a couple of turns, and you round a corner, and you see them. You're still invisible because of your ring, as you're there pressed against the wall. You can hear them as they're trading it, as they're giving insults, and you see all of a sudden this half man, half goat with reddish horns come popping around the corner, followed by Armaeus and Ember and Lily as they're leading the front, and Salty Eye is behind him, just cussing him up one side and down the other, talking about how bad this creature smells and its mother had never loved it. And Lily's even kind of getting in on the action. And she goes, and your hands are dirty. and
Cool. So I see them. I'm gonna stop being invisible and go up to him like, "Hi guys,
Where'd you come?"
Mystios insult him.
as
as Mystios becomes visible, you see a very familiar form in front of you, but his eyes are twice as wide as they were before, and they've taken the shape of giant goat's eyes.
What's up, guys?
Mystios, don't.
Mystios, better to see with.
Your
Vic, you
eyes
look-
are huge.
You look uglier than him.
Did you get bit by something?
Stop insulting him.
No, I'm fine.
Things
What's up?
him too.
I have to do it for an hour.
Did you?
Can you see okay?
Do I see fine? Do I see everybody as hay?
Say what?
Do I see everybody as hay since I'm goat eyed?
Just don't bleed.
Does he still have the hippopotamus eyes?
Misty, you
No.
say uwu.
Ooh. I'm a hentai girl. I don't get it.
In the poke wood.
What's wrong? What's the problem?
Your eyes are huge.
They're scary.
You look like this thing.
Hey, Faye thing, what's going on with my friend?
Like that thing?
Like that. Oh no.
Kill it!
Just say,
With fire.
No, there's actually a cockroach on the table.
Ooh.
what?
Yeah,
No fucking way.
Yeah, it's right there.
Nice.
Ugh!
Da-da-da-da-da.
Don't smash it!
It looks like it's halfway dead.
That's dead.
Gross.
Are you so sure? Those things have more lives than cats.
This is
What's
It's
wrong?
not safe anyway.
Guys, I don't understand what's the problem.
he went inside the hedge.
Yes,
Is he gonna be okay?
I've been inside here for I don't know, maybe about
No, you went inside the hedge.
Yeah, I went about the waist deep, nipple deep.
What happens when you go inside the hedge, Vic?
It depends on who you are.
Is there a way to reverse it?
Okay, you said depends on who you are. What if you're him?
He doesn't know.
Apparently, you end up with goat eyes.
Is this permanent?
Is it going to continue?
Xenophon, maybe we should just try removing the curse.
Is it a curse?
Well, does it? Am I? Do I feel any side effects?
Maybe for him it's a blessing.
Now that you're
He can see better.
now that you're aware of this, somebody has made you aware of this this oddity. Make a perception check.
Perception checks are weird.
Come on, don't drink.
13. 13 for a perception check, and also I wanna be like, wait, you said if I go inside the hedge, correct? But there's a gnome that lives in the hedge. He told me, he was just in there when I was running on top of it.
Did you notice anything odd about the gnome?
He had big eyes, that's about it. Hey, is this going to kill me? Am I going to turn into a goat?
Let's cut to the chase. Is there any way to reverse this?
Well, I want to know what the hell happens first, sir.
Actually, Armaeus, give me a little bit of your crop top.
I'll rip some of it off and give it to her.
Do you even have any left?
Here,
At this
eat
point,
this
just take
fabric.
the
If
jacket
you
off.
like it, you know you're a goat.
We'll have to get him a new one.
Mystios, no.
Tastes like leather.
Sweaty leather.
It belonged better on a cow.
Let's continue on to
Awesome.
Princess Dandelion and see if she has anything to say. Shall we, Vic?
But I still want to know. Am I okay? like, what is the repercussions of this so far? Besides, I have goat eyes. That's it.
Yeah, are you asking the DM or are you asking?
I'm asking the DM, man.
Hold on.
Oh, you don't pay me enough for that kind of information.
Mystios, I have an
I
idea.
rolled a 13. You said roll a 13. I'm
Mystios,
running
look
forward.
at me. Look at me. Okay, get really close. I'm going to tell you something very important.
Speak up.
I'm going to tell him something very important. Does he faint?
Fainting goats.
No.
Okay. Oh,
Fuck you.
you hit like a bitch.
No, you know who else hits like a bitch? Vic, shall we continue?
Yes.
Maybe we'll be fine once we leave.
Whatever. Well, I'll figure it out.
So, as you make your way, there's a Okay. As you make your way around the next corner, there's actually set back into this tall hedge. It's like 100 feet tall. It widens up to about 30 feet, and then set back. There's a small building off to the left. Vic, this is Armaeus. Before we continue, do you need your clothing mended?
That'd be great.
Go see Lady Morningstar here.
Sure. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do that.
Perhaps they can repair your coat.
That'd be nice. It's kind of been like a utility jacket for a long time. It's just kind of coming to its end, so might as well.
It literally just covers his nipples at this point.
I didn't know we got down that far. All right. So I guess I'll.
This building off to the left was a low ceiling or low roof that comes to a sloping point in the center. It comes down instead of being straight and boxy like the houses that you're used to around the kingdoms that you visited. It kind of comes down. It almost looks like it sinks into the earth. The earth is growing up over the edges of it slightly, and written in a language that you can't understand. There's a small sign above the front door. Actually, does anybody here speak Sylvan?
Oh.
I speak common.
You know, I never actually.
Well, I have understand languages, so you know.
As a spell, this is a spell that you would have to cast to.
As we're walking by these other hedges, do I get a hankering for nibbling on the hedges?
So, knowing about your new eye condition, you begin questioning everything about the reality.
I just straight up just look down to see if I'm like covered in hair.
Look down and say, okay, everything inside your armor seems to be quite normal.
Good.
You reach over and you make sure nobody's looking and bite one of the plants and begin chewing.
Is that satisfying?
I mean, look at it this way: if you start eating grass and plants and trash and shit, then perhaps we can.
While you're looking at him and telling him this, his hair that's red with the streak, just from the roots down to the ends, suddenly turns a brilliant golden.
Oh.
So, should we take Vestmon with his understand languages spell and go to our local library?
How about we say, fuck the mender, let's get this shit covered. Like what the hell?
We're turning into a goat. It's fine.
Yeah, stop messing with that bush.
Wait, so if I keep eating the bush, I'll turn to a
Listen,
full-on goat.
Vic. Tell me what you know of what's going on with my friend here, Mystios.
He's been in the hedge.
Okay, so does that...
Do I take a bath?
Okay, well, what happens when he goes in the hedge? He starts transforming like this? What is the reason for it?
Well,
is it just that
he doesn't belong in the hedge? There are repercussions for going inside the hedge and being on top of the hedge.
Okay, so theoretically, what if he moved into the hedge? What is the worst that will happen? Like, worst case scenario, he's there for like the rest of his life. What happens?
I heard of someone once who became as small as a mouse.
Okay, is there a way to reverse this? What sort of magic is transforming him? Something is doing it.
Is it just the hedge?
Well, the hedge is... Of course, the hedge is magically protected.
So
we need
I
to,
think
so we
we
need to
should get
dispel
out
the
of this
magic.
realm.
Okay.
I'd like to cast Remove Curse on Mystios in an attempt to reverse the effects.
Okay, so you put your hand up and call forth the divine energy to remove a curse. Does not seem to have any...
I want to eat more trees. What's going on?
Dispel magic.
You want to keep eating the hedge and see what happens?
I kind of want to keep eating the edge and see what happens.
Okay, keep eating the hedge. I'm sure Armaeus can use
Just
Inu
Roll a
shirt.
d20. It takes another
I'll
bite
keep
of the
an eye on
leaves.
you. You guys.
We're 10.
10?
We can always use them as a pack animal, you know,
Ah.
to carry our goods.
So, he eats you guys wait for a few moments as Vin ushers you inside, and you make your way inside this little this humble but beautiful abode that looks like it's planted its sides down into the ground itself, and there's mounds of rich textured cloths and some leather and a big mound of dirt over in the corner.
Someone in here, right? That I can see.
Make a perception check.
Woo! For 19.
There is some beautiful mounds of textured fabric and leather piled high on a table, and a large mound of dirt.
Hello? I need my jacket fixed, please.
The mound of dirt moves. And something very similar to what you've seen with when Vestamon summons the water elemental and Ember summons the fire elemental. You see the earth, the ground itself begin to get up and move. And you hear,
Hello, I'm Armaeus.
I'm Morningstar. Lady Morningstar.
Vic out there said you could fix my jacket. It's up here. It used to be down here to I reach all the way down to my shins.
Should like me to add back to it?
I could have gone to India.
I need more jacket.
I can have it done for you in about
20 years.
10 minutes.
Oh, that's nothing. I take it off.
You mean you
Just
just
like this. It still has sleeves.
Barely.
It's sleeves all the way down here. I'm just like, and I'll hand it over to him. What's your name, by the way?
Morningstar.
Oh, that's right.
Lady Morningstar.
I don't pay attention. I'm sorry. Our mace actually says that.
and just goes over and points out, says,
And what kind of fabric would you like the length to be on?
and she points over to the table, and there's some reds and blue and black leathers and other textured fabrics.
We'll just make it the same color, red. And I want it down to its original length. It came all the way down, and I'll go down to my shin,
Okay. And
Very long trench
this large chunk of earth and rock comes over towards you and holds the leather up and measures the head. Turns and looks. Yes.
Before you continue, I find myself in combat often. Can you do something with this to help me? As you see, I have a very low AC.
You could see the blacksmith about that. I can't really. I'm a tailor. I'm a simple tailor.
Okay.
You're a tailor.
I'm pretty simple.
And
How much is it going to cost, by the way?
No, it's very inexpensive.
just to, and she has this earth elemental is pushing this heavy needle back and forth through the leather, as you bring up the question, this is just your sense of taste. And puts the last stitch in and holds up your jacket, and the top of it's sort of a dull red, and the bottom of it's just a vibrant red with this new leather. It's nice and thick across the bottom.
Seems to fit me.
It's held up. He says, it offers it to you, and as you put one hand on it, your tongue.
Are you gonna take my tongue off?
No, just your sense of taste. And your mouth, the taste of your mouth immediately fills with dirt as these two stony fingers clamp down the stones, clank, and pinch your tongue. But the taste of the dirt immediately fades as it feels like your tongue goes kind of dead and numb for a moment, and the taste of dirt is completely gone from your mouth, and you pull your tongue back into your mouth, and you take your mouth suddenly very dry, but the taste is completely gone.
I wasn't using it anyways. What? Thanks. And I'll put it back on.
Okay.
Any bonuses? Or just normal?
Just normal.
Okay.
Just normal.
Stuck in lipstick.
You're such a loot whore in this game.
I mean, doesn't hurt to try.
No, I know. It's awesome.
Well, enjoy my taste. I'm going to leave. Have a good one, Morningstar. Bye-bye. Come, Meritos.
I'm proud of you.
Took you long enough.
Huh?
Huh?
Where'd you know?
I know. I don't have it. I got rid of it. I remembered with my brain.
Okay, so
I've been trying to observe this area. I mean, recognizing it as a new plane of existence. Like this is our first time in the Feywild. Are there any potential hazards that we should know of about realm travel or anything like that? Any myths or any stories I've read or anything like that?
You've studied, you know a bit about the Feywild, but where you are now, the stories and myths that you've heard in the past don't really seem to apply as much here. Make a history check about what you've studied in the past.
10. Thank God we're not in combat.
A lot of the most of the Feywild creatures can't be trusted. From one of the things that you've heard.
Yeah, we're trusting a guide.
While you're waiting on Armaeus, it only takes a few moments for him to get us. There are a few other creatures you see, a few elves and dwarves that are moving back and forth up through this hedge wall maze.
Do the dwarves, at first glance, appear to be the same, like, barbaric tribes that we were dealing with before?
Not these particular dwarves that you're seeing now.
Okay.
Should we maybe ask about them?
You see one male elf stumbling naked through the street, ranting and raving how Hedgegrove is doomed because there's an evil army of Winter Court soldiers marching to burn it down. And this naked elf stumbling straight up to Xenophon and grabs you by the shoulders, this naked elf. He's like, "You believe me, don't you? You believe me? They're coming. We're all doomed. We're all doomed, I tell you."
Someone please get this naked elf off of me. I'm incredibly uncomfortable.
I'm gonna
Some
grab him
people
and I'm
pay
gonna
for
try to
this.
shove his face
They
into
do
the
pay for it.
hedge.
That's right.
Oh.
Okay, make a strength check.
Oh.
I'll
Now
help
we're
him.
gonna see
I'll
two
help him.
elves
20.
struggling and
20?
Or am I not there yet?
My savior.
Never mind.
Yeah,
I
so-
don't help him. He's on his own.
Able to grab this naked elf and shove him up into the hedges.
Eat!
No, you don't. You can put him out. Wait.
No, I'm gonna start grabbing his head, start like doing the chomp noise, the chomp feeling.
Okay. When Mistios begins to speak, you are all stunned at the pitch of his voice.
Is it high?
is it beautiful?
It is
It is that of
it
a
is
goat.
super high and lilting. It's got a very beautiful light quality to it when he's like sticks this elf's face in there and he starts chomping his leg and he's trying to sound like eat. He's like, it comes out like eat. And it's,
you fucker!
it's an absolutely
Wait! What the fuck?
Do you
Mistios,
get
why do you
sassy?
and Vic the satyr begins prancing about and clapping his hands. It's like, ooh, you're becoming one of us.
Oh.
You're becoming one of us. You may not be able to leave. It's becoming obvious you belong here with us in the Feywild.
I'm
Do
gonna,
their eyes look similar?
Yeah, his eyes look completely human, but
Whoa.
his eyes look like they match his lower half, his goat bottom half.
oh, so I have a goat bottom half?
No,
No, your
He,
eyes.
Oh,
no,
oh.
Ben and
His
Vic
lower
have a
half.
goat
It's
bottom
like,
half.
where was that?
No,
I
not,
think we should
not yet.
continue to Princess Dandelion and
Don't touch that.
try and
Also,
get out of here.
It's
so-
obvious he does not belong here. He is a dark elf.
Yeah.
They kind of cancel each other off, so he's like a human now, maybe?
Guys, I think we need to get Mistios out of here.
Yeah,
I think we need
I
to
think
go
we
away
all
from
need
the
to get out of
bushes.
here.
Yes.
Yes, his skin is dark, but he can't be dark elf. He has the wrong eyes.
I trust me, this isn't normal for me.
Yeah, you gotta say it in the voice.
He did.
I was trying to.
He tried to.
I
He's,
can't go.
Okay.
I'm so, how,
No, don't do it.
how much higher do I have to go?
let's
you're good. No, don't hurt your throat.
No,
You're good. You're
It's
good.
fine. I can talk.
let's quickly get to this Princess Dandelion and see if we can get the fuck out of here. This place makes me very
Yes,
uncomfortable.
please, let's go.
You and me both.
My scales are rattling. I don't like this.
Your scales are rattling.
Yeah,
I
my medallion is humming.
kind of like you like this, Mistios. But let's go, Vic.
I have to admit, Mistios, it's as we're hopefully moving.
Yes, you begin moving back through the hedge maze again.
Vic, I wish you were a full goat so I wouldn't have to hear you talk.
It's yes.
Ivan, can I borrow a bottle?
A bottle.
Do you have an empty bottle?
Yeah, and I'll give you an empty flask of holy water.
Awesome, thank you. Start ripping off leaves and shoving them into a bottle. Like, I want to fill this fucker up.
With what?
Leaves.
Okay.
That's what-
With holy water?
Well, it's empty now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, give me an empty one. That is, it's a good idea, Mistios.
Maybe we can sell it, or... Oh yeah, sell it. Or
What's that?
use it for torture.
Perhaps maybe not torture, that's kind of dark. but
Nah, that's fine.
You know what torture would be? Hanging around with this fucking asshole for another half an hour.
Oh. The hour passed a while ago.
Oh,
You really?
no, Vic, I'm sorry. I thought you still wanted us to be dicks.
Oh.
Oh, you don't want to be emotionally abused anymore?
Yes.
You're
I
wonderful,
just
Vic.
only-
You're a great guy.
I
you
only
wanna be
expected
loved?
it for an hour. I didn't know that you would be so bad at keeping time.
Oh,
Did it work?
It
Did
did.
it work?
very good, yes. It did. That's
I'm
very
so
good.
happy.
now if you
If you would, and you round the corner, and then there's a beautiful courtyard out that's about 400 feet in a big round, but the hedges are springing forth skyward, and there are a dozen openings into this hedge maze going around as you see this magnificent home that stretches in front of you that looks like something out of a fairy tale. There are, like as you've seen in Vestamon's backyard, dozens of little sprites all around, dogs roaming through. There's like what looks to be a smaller maze that leads up to the front door of this, what you can only assume is a palace. There's the smaller maze that goes up to the front door. You realize are instead of the high walls are rose bushes that you can actually see a distinct path where you have to go around the side and the other side to get to the front door.
Mystios.
Hi.
Do oh my God, actually, you know what, Xenophon?
I don't need a fucking translator.
No, I know.
At least I'm not yelling.
To be honest with you, I kind of missed that.
Yeah, he's quiet most of the time.
Wait, Armaeus, I just realized you haven't punched yourself yet.
What?
You haven't been.
Make an attack against yourself.
I legitimately just realized.
Ivan, you were trying to say something?
Yes,
And now you know.
Oh.
Whenever I say, I'm saying this, not Armaeus. Whenever I say what, I punch myself, I guess.
That is his current curse.
That still makes me think of that message you sent me a long time ago. Of, like Zach was recording audiobooks. He was trying to find something in his audio.
Oh, yeah.
What? I have it saved on here somewhere.
Oh, do you? Really?
Yeah.
Did you pick what? Because he says what a lot?
No, that was actually what was on the random table.
The random table you created.
But Xenophon,
What?
I'm thinking maybe your experience with plants, maybe you could see if there's something different about these leaves. And this is the first bush we've seen that's not a fucking hedge.
I have knowledge of plants from our realm. This is totally different. But I can give it a shot.
You can see if they're the same plants as the hedge, but the
Well,
leaf shape.
Perhaps what I'm thinking, because and
rose bushes.
maybe this is just a lot of the poetry I read as a child, but the
Damn, son, do I need to buy you an encyclopedia?
when you sound like that, you almost sound like you're flirting with me.
Come at me, bro! 1v1 me and Rust, bitch!
Fuck you, you broke me. But I was thinking that maybe perhaps if he were to consume one of the roses, it would have a different effect, or perhaps revert him.
You know what, at this point, I'll fucking try anything.
Then eat the rose.
Or molest a child.
Oh God.
That was a dark side. That was really dark.
I'll pull out my knife and cut a little bit of a rose petal off and nibble on it.
As he's nibbling on it, I'm gonna mention, couldn't we have asked the satyr ourselves if that would have worked?
He doesn't even know what's going on at the bush.
Quite frankly, I don't know if I trust him that much.
Oh, as you start to, right, as you turn around and ask us, like, couldn't we have asked Vic and Vam? They both have taken off. They're both.
Yeah, that's a great sign.
Guess we have to go through me.
Having fulfilled their end of the bargain, they have led you to Princess Dandelion's Rose Palace.
Is there anything special
You
happening?
just ate a royal flower.
I'm gonna take.
Do I recognize any part of this faith that we're in now or not? Have I been to this part before?
You have not been to the hedge grove before.
Okay.
Maybe you can call upon your little pixie ladies.
Pixie bitches.
And Vesterman, this might be a best time for you to try to remember the last time you used the portal in your backyard. Can you recall where it popped you out or anything like that?
All the portal does, it lets the people from the Fae come into my realm and lets me go right in. I've only been in that part of it and come out of that part of it. I've never traveled in this. It wasn't a portal to someplace else. It was a portal into the Fae and out of the Fae back to my place.
Well then,
has any of the places you've seen
Not
so far, does it do you recognize it?
I haven't recognized anything yet.
Okay.
But maybe the princess can steer us in the right direction.
Princess!
If you use a little bit of decorum around her, please.
But
She is a princess.
do you think you can maybe message your pixie friends and see if they can help us?
I'm gonna start making my way through the maze. I'm just munching on this leaf. I'm gonna go bang on the door.
Okay, as you make your way up, as you make your way, there are.
It
We're
is
at
a
the courtyard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's like a rose maze, and it's clearly we can see. It's just a rose maze.
Are there
Are there what?
Princess.
Yes, that's mine.
Nothing. Just go.
What? No,
go
come on,
on.
tell
No,
me.
it don't matter. Don't matter. It don't matter. Go on. Because she asked me a question, and before I could even answer, everything happened.
No.
I mean, you asked me a
honestly
question, and
wanna-
I was going to do it, but then all this other shit happened about banging on doors and stuff.
I mean, you
So
can
go
still
ahead.
ask it. I'm away from you guys.
So go ahead. I'm done. I don't recognize anything.
Well, let's just
I'm
give it a
just following
shot.
everybody else.
Well, I guess we just walked up to the house. So.
Is there any restrictions to get into the palace?
Okay.
That's what I was going to ask.
As you make your
Any guards look like
there
decks of cards?
are a couple of there are 4 guards at the door that are dressed in black and vibrant purple armor. It looks to be like a leather armor that's polished to a super high shine. Such a high shine that it looks as if the surface of it is swirling slightly.
Neat. Do they look like they notice us?
They're eyeing you the whole time. They're keeping an eye on you from the front door of the place.
I wave.
Do they look like they're watching Mystios and Lily specifically, or just us as a whole?
So they look like they're watching all of you.
We are in need of assistance.
Maybe not go demanding stuff.
That sounds like a request to me.
Trying to be polite.
It did not sound like that.
It's a big dragon. What do you want?
You seek audience with our fair Princess Dandelion?
We are not from this plane. We are from the Prime Material. We were told that perhaps this princess could set us back on the path to go home.
Please approach. Do not disturb the roses as you make your way through the garden.
Of course, would never dream of it.
Turn.
I guess I'll start walking up towards.
So making your way through, it takes another 10 to 15 minutes to get through the rose maze. It's only about waist high as you make your way through to the front door. And
That's enough.
Dandelion will see audience in the next 10 minutes or so. All callers, please make your way to the front of the palace. And as he calls forth this call, spilling from the edges of the hedge grove, you see like and various sundry other creatures that you just don't recognize. The whole time, Ivan's senses are just like start buzzing and humming as they begin piling their way through the different bits of Rose Maze until suddenly there's gathered around you a group of some 75, 80 other creatures besides yourself. And elves, gnomes, and many other creatures that that you have not encountered before.
Guys, let's just act casual.
Listen, the importance here is getting home. I don't like it here one fucking bit. This place is making me quite nervous.
I think it's quite lovely myself.
It's, I mean, yes, visually it is
I
great.
think if we behave ourselves and act like we have some common sense, that people will treat us fairly in the Fae.
I
But
agree.
if we act barbaric, then we'll be treated like barbarians. That's the way it works in the Fae.
Seems about right.
Are we in the front of the line?
I hope.
They're all crowding in around you now. There's
I'm gonna make myself known in the front.
Do the elves
No
look,
cutting.
do the elves look like the pure elves?
They look like elves. I mean, as far as you can tell,
How crowded is it? Is it like just like
it's
we're all mashed together?
it's getting pretty crowded right in front of the.
I am going to cling to Ivan's legs. I don't want to
Okay.
get trampled.
You don't
Or
want to
lost.
like clang your armor against your shield and
yeah.
like make boisterous
There's-
noises.
You see some creatures that look like sentient trees, as like their roots are.
Did you guys go in the hedge too?
Are there hobbits in them?
Creatures that look like moving shadows that have like they move across the ground and they stand and they'll move across the ground and
How do I do that?
Very, very small. They're only like a foot tall creatures with pointed ears and almost regal features that as they step and make their way through the crowds. It's actually hard for you to believe that there are creatures that are this small that are just like every step they take, it looks like they're almost about to take flight. This throat tickle's gonna fucking kill me tonight.
Take a shot at Jack.
Should we ask our system hardware and then use it?
Whose call is it? Can I have one?
Those are
Chrissy, can I have one?
Yeah, I brought them. They're yours now.
I think that's probably the best course of action.
Okay.
Or getting an answer for him. And then
Okay.
What? Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
Can I summon my pixie friends to so they can maybe talk to the?
If you would like to message those pixies, you certainly can.
And tell them I need to come to the palace because with this crowd they can fly through and help us get to see this princess a lot quicker.
Okay. If you would like to use sending to message one of those pixies, you can use one of your sending.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And so, in putting together, you don't have to
just
use.
do it.
I know about what approximately your message would be. So using sending, you send out to the pixies that inhabit your backyard, and one of the elves is.
They can lead us back through the portal.
Yeah.
Well, should be not designed for anything else but pixies.
Except for him, I can't take his stinking ass thing. He smells like a goat.
No, we don't know that.
I'm trying to fix it. It's a condition.
So, as you as you see for the first time as the doors to the palace and open. This is Princess Dandelion presiding over court today. And then you see a gnome standing in the doorway. First order of business, Elenin, and seeks to restitution for damage to person and self by Runa and Mariantine. And you see this one plant-looking creature, this thing that looks like a small tree, as it begins to, and they're arguing over and over. They begin arguing about having let some livestock loose, and you realize that this is that this creature that's speaking in a language that none of you can understand. You've heard of this before. This creature is a dryad that's that was assaulted. That was assaulted by a farm animal, mistaken for a tree, and as they're arguing back and forth in this Sylvan language that you don't understand.
Elven?
Huh? Sylvan. Well, all of a sudden, these two little flashes of light and make their way over to one of the elves standing there in the armor, and the light on his shoulder. His head whips up, and he leans over to the Princess Dandelion, who's dressed in beautiful, fine white gowns with sort of a pink ruffle around the edge. Whispers in her ear. You hear her speak a few words in Sylvan, and there's a quick, like a disappointed kind of groan from the rest of the audience as everyone parts from around you, and there's a clear path straight up to her, and says, and you hear her call out in a very high lilting common. Sig. Visitors to the hedge grove from the prime material. Please. Welcome to my home. And she bids you come inside.
Thank you,
Talk about us, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
let's
I'm gonna
go.
step forward
Yeah,
and come inside.
thank you, Princess.
As we're walking through this crowd, I want to take a moment and just look at all the creatures that have parted, like all the people, all the creatures that are just parted around. Do any of them seem to be looking at us with ill intent?
Make a perception check.
They want us.
God. Thank fucking God. 22.
22?
Yeah.
There are several.
Pretty good.
Most are looking at you and regarding you with a sort of an open curiosity, like you are an absolute oddity in their presence. And there are several that are regarding you with outright disgust, and they're not trying to hide it at all.
I'm gonna turn back
Is it
and
one of
flip
the
my
tree
eye
people?
patch.
They're kind of hard to read.
Is it because they're very barky?
I'm still clinging to Getty's leg as we walk forward.
Who's?
Ivan's.
Oh, okay, cool.
Who's Getty?
Oh, Getty.
It's not like I'm not walking. I'm just.
Well, you're also kind of a thick bitch, so it's just
I don't want to
No.
get lost.
No, it's like clench.
yeah.
So as you make your way into the foyer of this palace, you see highly polished stone that you don't recognize laid out on the floor. As you, from the outside, it looks kind of boxy, but as you make your way through the interior, you find that it's that there are actually the trees growing up through it. That the stones are carefully laid around, and the walls built are more decorative than functional, as many places there are. It looks the interior of it looks almost like a giant tree house, with a boxy outside.
What's this, chick 5?
Reminds you much of the temple that you had seen.
Yeah, the temple in the trees.
Back on in Port Nyanzaru, where you met a certain.
Yeah, the crystal in the trees.
No, were you the one? There was a temple just outside of the court where you met a certain red-haired cleric that had vines growing in her hair.
Oh shit! You mean the temple of Malaki?
Yes.
Yes. I got it. Malaki.
You have a girlfriend.
This is no. And she turns to as you make your way inside amongst the greenery and the stones that seem to wind their way around indoor trees. It's like, how do you find yourselves so far from home? It is whispered that one of you has been a friend to us before.
That would probably be Vestamond. He's a very well-traveled and well-respected scholar.
Vestamond. What is it that you have? Why have you brought yourself to our court today?
Well, it actually, Princess, it was totally unplanned. We got involved in the middle of a spat between some gnomes and dwarves over a bucket. In trying to follow the dwarf, we found out that the dwarves actually worked with one of our expeditions, and we were trying to follow them, and we ended up here somehow, going through the hedge, following the wrong trail on the hedge, looking for the dwarves. And the back of my home does have an opening to the Fae here, so I have been in the Fae, just not this far in ever before. I never wanted to disturb anyone here any more than I had to. So I let the pixies come to my home and use my home, but I tried to respect your place here as much as possible.
I appreciate the consideration, but if you know of a Fae crossing, well, then you know that you are most welcome to use it, and well, many of the inhabitants here crave goods and services and, well, interplanar trade as well. What is it that you desire from me here at court, though? How you came to be here is not much consequence. What do you desire from me? I heard...
We would like to get our friend.
Hi, yeah, I went inside your hedge, and then I ate some of the hedge.
You did what?
Oh god.
Yeah, I already been told this was a bad idea. We were following some gnomes and some dwarves that were fighting. And this was
I appreciate your honesty.
And because you have admitted your crimes, and there was no one around, I can show you leniency. But as for your condition, well, perhaps it will improve once you leave the Feywild.
Okay, let's go.
Is there anything we want to ask her while we're here?
Our apologies.
Okay.
We had no idea the laws of the Fey world, and we all do apologize. We never intended to do anything outside of what was allowed.
What he said.
Vesterman, did I hear her correctly that people of the citizens of the Fae wish for products and goods from our realm?
Well, I'm sure they do. I'm sure some of them will.
And you have a personal portal to this Feywild.
Yeah, but I would rather them use another entrance and exit rather than traipse through my yard all the time.
Respect.
You know,
respectable.
I like my privacy. That's why I haven't come too far into the Fae, because I didn't want to disturb them and I didn't want them to disturb me.
So if we
anymore, that's why I made friends with the Pixies years and years ago, and let them use whatever facilities because they would look after my place for me while I was gone.
What I'm getting
But the rest of the creatures here, I really didn't want all of them. I've interacted with some of them, but I didn't want them all traipsing through. You know, then the old lady next door to me would be all disgruntled.
Correct.
Seeing traffic running through in and out all hours of the day and night carrying goods.
What I'm getting at. If you don't want to use your house, that's fine.
There's other ways in and out of the Fae.
Vestamon, we could literally find the way that we fell into this place, and we could have the first interplanar delivery service for goods through Mott shipping.
And as another idea, maybe we can make, I don't know, like a booklet full of products that they can select for themselves if they want one of our products and send it in the mail.
No,
this is exactly Sky Mall.
No, this is the plot of Death Stranding that we're going with right now, for all we know.
Like some sort of catalog.
But anyway, just thought. Let's think of that.
While you guys are having this conversation, Ember looks to Mystios, and his nose has grown to almost triple its size and length.
I'm gonna go up to Mystios and just like take the back of his hoodie.
Is it that
You should
bad?
probably keep that on. Try crossing your eyes.
You'll now gain advantage on all perception checks that require smell.
Oh. But man, people think I'm a liar. And a thief. Wait a minute.
Princess Dandelion,
Both of those.
do you have any knowledge of the prime material realm?
Only what is necessary.
And what do you consider necessary?
Only what I need to keep it at bay as best I can. Which is why I constructed this hedge grove.
Princess.
It's why it is so unusual to find so many of you so far inside of it.
Princess, we can offer goods and services to the people in the Fae that would like them, but they need to come through the portal that the dwarves use instead of through my portal to my backyard. And we can, and my pixies can talk to them and then relay everything to me, and we can set up a way to do this so it's not disturbing to the Fae or to the people in the outside world. It's just done very discreetly.
We can call it Amazon Prime.
And we can
World Prime.
Hammer Prime.
if that is suitable for you, that we could do this. If you're
Well, before we enter trade negotiations, I have to know that I can trust you.
well,
I think we need to get Misty out of here.
Yes.
That needs to be done before trade.
Like, we can go back. I'm fine.
I can only speak for
Yeah,
myself,
I can leave now.
Princess.
Okay.
Everyone has to. I can vouch for my friend.
I'm having a feast on the morrow. I desire a warthog to dine on.
Like the pig.
There's a wild hunt that travels continuously through the hedgegrove. Hunters with horrible animal masks ride horses with human faces,
What the fuck?
killing all manner of beasts and peoples.
People.
The wild hunt consists of at least 24 riders.
So what are you trying to say?
The wild hunt moves continuously and can only be convened at the request of an archfey. This one has been moving continuously for years, and for some reason, this wild hunt are the only ones that can take down a fey warthog. Perhaps if you could find and join the wild hunt.
An archfey like Prince Oberon?
You know Oberon?
I've heard of him.
Do you know him?
I don't think I know him.
We've heard the name a few times recently.
I heard that he's also some trickster or curse.
Oberon?
Yes.
Oh no, he's no trickster. Well, yes, he is a trickster. But no, he's no common trickster. He sits on the Sealy Court.
And what's the Sealy Court?
The Sealy Court, who rule. It's a group of high princes and, well, pact givers and such that rule over all of the Feywild.
Pact givers?
What?
Yes, some very, very powerful beings.
The attack. The what? What are they called?
Pact givers.
The pack givers. Wait.
Well,
Maybe
if there's
It is basically a court of gods.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's anything we can do to go back to our world, we'll be glad to. We'll be glad
I
to
can
get
get
the
you
info.
back to the prime material plane.
Yes.
Yes.
And would we be allowed to come back and hunt down the hog another day?
No. If you bring me a warthog and maybe do a few other chores for me, I'll send you back to the prime material. Otherwise, you're on your own. You're welcome to try to find your way back.
How long do you think until Mystios becomes something entirely different? I've noticed that time.
How long did he spend in the hedge?
Only but a moment.
I have no idea.
Did he consume the hedge?
No, not at all. That sounds like a bad idea.
I
What if
don't
he
know,
did?
Princess.
Sounds like something only an idiot would do.
Right.
What if he did consume the hedge? hypothetically speaking.
Or he had some lodged up his nose accidentally.
Well, then I'd say his transformation should be complete in about 14 days.
Okay.
We shall check his nostrils.
How do I know when day has passed when all I see is twilight?
You'll get used to the days here.
How long does it take?
We're gonna be here for a while, aren't we, Princess?
Do you wish to leave?
Well, we have tasks that we need to take care of in our world. As
You
much
wish
as
to
we'd love
li-
to help you out.
You wish to leave? Find me a warthog.
Let's
For
find
my
her
feast
a
tomorrow night.
I'm
Princess,
not
do
being rude.
Do we have
Princess.
Do we have permission to go into the hedge to look for this hog? Do we have, because we hear that the hedge is sacred and off limits.
No,
And-
no.
And it's turned one of our friends into a weird animal, and so if we're to hunt this hedgehog, we are guards.
No.
Let us go through
Warthog.
the warthog.
Yes.
If we're looking for this warthog, we have to be able to go. Need a guy to go through the hedges to search for this hog for you. We can do it. We can find him.
If you can find and join the wild hunt, they should be able to help you track down and kill a warthog.
But will they want to keep it for themselves, or will they let us have it?
More importantly
That's-
than that, Princess, where do you think we should start? Where would we find your wild hunt?
I can show you where to start looking on a map of my hedge grove.
Okay, then show us.
Can we keep the map in case we need to come back?
No. You'll have to find your own way once I point it.
I'm going to take out some parchment and charcoal, and I'm going to try and imitate the map as best as possible.
Yeah, same here.
Okay.
We'll do it together. Here you go.
No, thanks, brother. You're way too big to be doing that.
Is it working? Does it look like that one?
Hold on. That's the side that writes.
Okay.
Princess, do you have any...
She shows you the map.
Oh, gee.
fuck.
Oh my god.
I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. You guys
Can you say
start
that,
drawing.
Princess?
You have until I get back.
Can
Okay.
you send that to my email?
No. I got this.
Teachers, walk away!
Oh, that's not fair.
Oh my god, wait,
I was
wait,
there
wait.
taking
Oh, yes!
I was actually going to do it
Go,
this
go, 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 go. You don't
Okay,
have time.
go, go, go. Oh no.
Draw the important stuff, like the straight lines and like the big lines and not the details.
Yeah.
Start with that
Yeah,
the big
but-
stuff.
No, I'm literally getting us ways out.
Oh, there's ways out? We're like frantically writing.
I fucking love this.
Want to figure this
I'm
out?
taking a picture of them taking.
Should we like stand on the other side of Zach's door and keep it shut? Come on.
It's gonna
Take
take
your time, Zach. He's
It's gonna-
taking a poop, guys.
Ah.
It's gonna take forever.
Okay, you see the
I already
triangles
took a
at the
picture
end?
out.
Triangles are the exits.
Okay.
That you know, that you think.
Move your head. Move your head.
Hold on.
You guys press something.
Oh, he's going. He's back.
Whatever could you mean?
Get off my computer.
Okay.
Oh shit. Can't wait. Let me-
Sorry.
What'd you get?
What wrong did you get done? You're such an evil asshole. And I love it.
it. Oh shit, which way was north?
Oh shit!
And she's
No, that's northeast. That's northeast.
Okay, but
All you need to know is that cluster of bullshit that was going on right there. That's northeast.
That's okay. I got the important.
Good God. Are you sure? That doesn't
Put a,
look like
put a
much.
compass rose on it so we know.
Okay. Done.
Wait.
All right.
Okay. So this is. So I'm assuming that the big square in the center is the palace. The palace, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So.
I've never been so aggressively cross-body blocked in my life. Not even when I played hockey. She's like, Ember's eyes were this big, and she's like, nothing.
Oh my god.
All right. So princess.
Nothing. He's coming. That was pretty amazing. Thank you.
Can you tell us north, south, east, west? Where on the map would we start? Please.
What is the north?
That way.
If you would look at my copy of the map, please. If you would, just,
No, don't.
if you would put it on top of yours, just as the way it sits.
How about like we give general directions from where we are right now?
Go here.
Okay.
Okay, what way? If you're standing like that, what way is that?
I got it.
Here.
okay. Now
I'm
as-
actually here.
I like this. Oh shit! What was on the back of this thing?
all right.
You know what?
And then they went here and traced all lines.
We'll give them more time.
I'm gonna give you some more time.
Cool.
And if you'd like to start over, you can.
No, I'm good. I'm fucking sticking with it. Oh wait.
Yeah, maybe
No,
start over.
No, start over.
No, hold on,
Please.
hold on, hold on.
Oh my God. Draw where we have to go.
Move chair.
Okay, that seems pretty lined up.
Actually, yeah, it is. It is lined up.
Right there.
I got it. Go.
Cool.
Yeah, they were working on that together. It's hilarious.
I actually appreciate the team effort. I'm not gonna
Wait,
I'm not
wait,
gonna
wait,
pun-
wait,
I'm not
wait.
gonna punish great team effort
Oh.
because you guys are actually that's pretty spot on. That's brilliant. But it was fun to watch you panic.
Okay, but does this princess not want the people in the Fae to do business with the outside world?
Does she not want? Make an insight check.
I mean, because if she's jumping through the hoops,
Princess.
just that to me is like a hateful thing to do, to make us jump through the hoops just to let us get out of here.
How? So
You have a way out.
you said
That's
14
what I'm
days for
saying.
my transformation, right?
I've got everything I need.
Correct.
14 days.
So my question
The
is,
heck?
how?
Are you gonna have a donkey
Yes.
dick?
I might.
Hit my
How fast? How different does time move here? How old are you?
Tam.
Shut up.
This looks like a fucking mess.
That's mostly me.
How does time differ from your realm compared to our realm?
From what I understand, here it moves very, very slowly compared to yours.
Okay. So is it 14 days this time? Like from your realm, or 14 days in our realm?
I'm using an insight check. Is she bullshitting us?
I don't think she has a reason to bullshit us.
So,
Roll insight, make an insight check.
so if it moves slowly here, then when we're in here, time moves
16.
faster in our world.
Are you asking her or are you asking me?
Her.
You feel that she is being completely honest about this? And yes.
Fuck.
What?
What?
Time moves very, very fast in our world when we're in here.
Yep. I had a fucking feeling.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
I
I'm
thought he
gonna
said
have
really
14
slowly,
days.
Yeah.
We better get on this hunt, guys. Let's get going.
Or
Yeah, I hope that map is good.
can I just leave?
No. She
Right.
won't, she won't
We
let
have
us
to
leave.
do the hunt. We have to get the warthog.
She won't help
Wait.
us leave.
She won't let us
Outside
even
of
like,
the
through
game.
Vestamonts?
Outside of the game.
If we can find Vestamons.
What if we just
We have to fix this.
alert?
Let's see.
Yeah,
We should
that's
at
a
least
good
try.
That's not gonna help you.
No, it doesn't matter. Make me feel better.
What?
That's the killer.
No!
you.
Hey, Vestamon, do you think you can get your pixies to show us the way back to
Are
your
we out
house?
of earshot of her?
Not yet.
No, no, yeah. Let's wait till we get out of the castle.
I'd rather not talk.
If you guys want to consort with each other for a moment, if you would like to, she will give you a moment to talk amongst yourselves, and she'll excuse herself for a moment.
Before you leave, Princess, if you would just confirm on my back.
Now, that's what I'm...
If you lay it exactly the way you did before, the circle that I drew, is that loosely the area we need to be looking?
Yes, very good.
Alright.
Okay. That's what I'm getting at is, I don't want to talk in front of her, but that's the minute we leave her, I was going to say, why don't we get pixies to show us the way back?
Let's do
I
that.
understand about the
And
tree. I get
I don't want to
money's
like go on
awesome.
this if she don't want us to do business in the Fae, then we need to just go back and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, maybe another time. We don't have the time for it right
She's
now.
literally.
I know,
We
we got
need to
other
make
things
sure
to-
we get there before
We got
Kit-
other things to do.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have time to go on this hunt for a boar.
If
Well,
time...
how
back to
about
Barlow.
this? How about this?
because time
How
moves
about
faster.
how about we do 2 tasks at once?
What?
We're gonna kill two hamsters with 1 stone. Calm down, Veritas. We're gonna kill 2 hamsters with 1 stone. What we're going to do? We're going to search for a way out of here, any portal of any sort, and we're going to simultaneously try and do this wild hunt.
But if I can get my pixies to show us the way out right now once we leave here.
Vestamon,
But we could do that at the same time. But as long as we're being productive, I don't want to be stuck here. I'm freaking out, man.
if time...
That's what I'm saying. Then why do you want to go on this boar hunt?
If time
I don't want
accelerating...
to. I would love to not do this.
If time accelerating causes us to lose the opportunity to save Pip, that is irrefusable. We don't... Right now we know where the majority of the 5 are coming. We'll start the entire hunt over from scratch if we lose our chance in that.
I
So
think
We need
We need to
to
leave.
We
get
need
out
to
of
get
the
out of here.
Feywild
Well,
ASAP.
well, I'm
Find
saying-
your pixies, get us a way out. Yes, what do you say?
I was just gonna. Yes, do that. Let's do that. That's what I was gonna
And
say.
then that way he can cure a lot quicker outside the
Hopefully.
Fae.
Correct. Please, get your pixies. I want to leave Vestamon. I do not like this place. I'm scared.
Wait, what?
I don't like this place.
No, the other thing.
No, the
I'm
Fae.
scared.
Oh.
He also ugly.
And you
See-
sound like a pussy.
He can smell it pretty good, too.
I'm saying if here again,
Vestamon,
if our friend
No,
here
we're on
hadn't
your
done another
side.
foolish thing,
I
we
hope
wouldn't
the
be in
words
this
that you're
pickle as
speaking
we
of are
are.
casting a spell because I can't hear you. I'm walking. Ivan's nervous right now. He's freaking out.
All right, just calm down, you big lizard. Come on.
Vestamon, go ahead and do your magic
Perhaps-
sending
perhaps
thing to
you
your
fed me
pixies
some
so they
bugs.
can help us guide our way
Yeah,
out.
let's see what we can
Are
do.
we still in with this princess?
But you guys are like having a private
That's
conversation.
what we're talking
Let's
about.
let's thank her for her hospitality and leave like we're going to do
Hey,
this hunt.
Batuccius.
But then we can get my
What
pixies.
touch?
My pixies are here. I don't want to summon them while we're in her presence.
Okay, then
Alright.
let's do that.
I want to get the hell out of the palace, out of the rose garden. Yeah, by her leave, and then like we're gonna go on the hunt, and
And
then
then-
once we get out, let's.
And if what she says is true, if time passes differently, then we can handle everything we need in Suzale and come back and...
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, we found your warthog.
Oh yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, it's been running in the up and down the maze for years. It's fine.
All right. Princess, we're ready.
So, you will join the wild hunt?
Perhaps.
Yeah, we'll go look for them. We'll go look for the wild hunters. Yes.
We will. We
Let's
will.
go, guys. If you go
However-
into the hedge grove, precisely where I've pointed, you should have no problem finding them.
Bye.
Thank you.
So shall we. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
If you need if you or your people need anything shipped, remember Mott's Expeditions. 2 heads serve you better than 1. And I'm gonna start walking out.
Need business cards.
Much
Thank you.
merchandising and shipping.
I'm so sorry, Vestamon. What were you saying?
Mott's merchandise and shipping. Yeah, I think I have a card. Yeah, we have some cards made up. Here, keep this so you'll know. Yeah, in case any of the people want to do business with us.
It's made out of paper. Which is tree.
So it's basically the equivalent of like human skin card for like the tree people here.
Okay. So she says, in Sherelle, we shall resume court. The primes are ready to depart. They're bringing us warthog for tomorrow's feast.
Try.
Tomorrow. That's so soon. Let's do this.
Hey, if we're late, we're late. Fuck 'em.
I feel like.
I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and walk out.
Okay.
Yeah, we all. Let's go.
Yep, let's go.
We all walk out, of course.
Okay, so making your way back out.
You got on them little speedy boots so we walk past.
You are. Oh.
Okay.
Again, the throngs begin to press back in. And the crowd begin clamoring, some in common. You hear some that are, some dwarvish, that they, as they, and then this other strange language as their names ring out, or their voices ring out.
Is it abyssal or infernal?
You can gather that it's Sylvan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I hear anything in Dwarvish that catches my fancy?
Make a perception check.
I have 1 dose of cocaine.
You have a fancy?
Let's do that.
17.
17? There's something very curious that you hear. You catch something about you catch something in Dwarvish about another incursion from a dark wizard.
Do I hear a name?
Not. And but you hear what does the princess or the Sealy court intend to do about this?
Sorry.
It's okay. It's not expecting anybody to be over there.
Me neither.
Oh, it's that guy. So, again, making your way back through the rose maze, you find yourself back in this courtyard. There are a dozen roads out back into the hedgegrove.
Yes, okay, I want to summon my little pixie guy.
Okay.
And tell him that we need him to lead us back to our portal to get out.
Okay, so once again, using another instance of sending to call back. To let them know where you are. Again, you watching the proceedings on the other side of the rose maze. Again, it takes about a half an hour for all of this for again the light, the little tiny creature with its wings that are emitting like a light blue glow to light on your shoulder and whisper up into your ear. And it says, where do you wish to go?
Back to my place, back to my home.
And a little quiet, nervous. To travel on foot will be a very interesting journey. You can't travel as we can through the trees. But I will lead you there if that's what you wish. And none of you can hear this. You just hear him. He's like whispering back and forth with this little creature on his ear or on his shoulder.
Is it thick the way you go? Is it a lot of thickets, a lot of brush, a lot of...
Well, it's just a long journey, that's all. I mean, there will be brush, thickets, rolling meadows.
Oh my god.
Bless you.
At least 3 mountain ranges, a lake, ice fields, and
That's a long fucking...
Armaz, how confident are you that those guns of yours can kill a fucking warthog?
Pretty confident.
Just checking. I know I can't understand this. We're just having a conversation.
I can kill it so hard nobody will be able to tell it's a warthog anymore.
Maybe don't do that.
Yeah, that's might not.
We still want to have it look like a warthog.
I'm exaggerating.
So,
I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it'll get the job done.
Can you make a longer version of your gun?
Professor, what's that pixie saying?
So, how long would this journey take? You got here rather swiftly.
yes, but we can enter the tree, and as long as a tree is related to a tree on the same plane, we can travel from tree to tree, much the same way druids do.
Well, okay. What I ask, if I can reduce everyone in size and put them in my pocket, and then I can morph into a bird, can I follow you through this? Just trying to think of a way to get, or I can morph into a magic carpet and they all sit on my back.
No, some of us weigh a lot.
I just have to be extra heavy weed because of the big ones.
The 3 thickens.
Oh, okay. Well,
What's he saying, Buster?
how long do you think it? Well, that's as far from here. So what? Okay, he's my little my little friend says it will take. We got to go through the woods and over the mountains to grandmother's house and to pass the little Red Riding Hood and
So what I'm hearing is we
three
have to go
bears
kill a warthog.
and some
Wait, how did they
rivers
get
and
here
lakes
so
and
fast?
huh?
How did they get here so fast?
Because they can fly through the tree to a tree here.
These are magical trees?
It must be. It's a Fey.
That
It's the
only-
Feywild. That's
That
what's-
only Fays can use? Of which one of us now is half Fey, maybe?
So that only he would
Don't
be
you
able to
chuckle
use
at me, God!
So,
it.
I mean,
Or
it's.
Well, let's see if our kind of Fey friend could use these trees.
Yeah, but see, we've got like several huge people.
Make an Arcana check.
14.
14. This is actually something that you know. This is not. It's more of an ability than this is something that you've heard of high level druids being able to do. It's a druid spell that you've heard of called Tree Stride, where they can move from one tree to another as long as the tree is the same type of tree.
Ah, okay.
So I guess we can't go from pine to oak.
I think we should head over to go check out that hunt party.
The hunts, yeah.
We might as well make hurry as well.
So, in other words, we're gonna have to go on this hunt whether we want to or not.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we
Well, technically, we don't have to. By the way,
Because
We need
it's just impossible. They made it impossible for us to get back. I can morph and go and leave you guys here and go back myself, but I can't do that because I've said I would help you.
Because it would be very lawful good of you, and I appreciate that.
And I just
when
I
we
could just turn into a boy. Y'all could slit my throat and put me on a stick and carry me back to the princess, and y'all could get back.
Vestamon, if you would make a
So dark.
Hey, Vestamon, make another make a nature check real quick.
What was it? A 9? Is that mean a 9 with level 1?
Yeah, and then that's
9.
the modifier's intelligence, right?
Yeah.
14.
Okay, so realizing what that pixie has told you over a couple of mountain ranges through rolling meadows, what the pixie is telling you is describing almost the reverse of the journey that you took to get here. It's about the same distance.
Well, just show us the door to where we came into this place, and then we can go back to where we came, past our troll friend and everything,
you can always ask her.
Huh?
Ask her.
Yeah, just show us the way out to that part where we came in.
Or the closest door.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think.
Then we can retrace our steps that way, and our horses out there and everything. Our wagons and horses and everything are out there.
I am
Wait, pixies are small, so a mountain's probably just like a hill. Vestamon, ask the pixie if it's actually like a mountain, like our size, or if it's like
It's the way we came,
a hill.
over the river through the woods to the pixie's house we got.
Just clarify.
Okay.
Well, also the bridge is out.
No,
What?
the bridge is
No,
fixed.
we fixed it.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
We mended the bridge. Where were you?
Also, I'm just gonna be like really selfish here and ask. When we were in the market, were there any like magical or exotic items for sale in the marketplace that could be used to any of us in the party? Just want to throw that out there.
As you look around this area right here, you can see like set back into the hedge grove, going around like in between the entrances. There's a bakery, a butcher, a rope maker, an apothecary. There's the blacksmith, a jeweler's, a curios dealer, a cobbler, a cheesemaker, a hatter, and a brothel.
Hell yeah.
A Fey brothel.
In the Fey?
Yeah, we've never been to the Fae before. We might as well look at their items before we continue on. I mean, if we want to rush.
I would really like to make
leave
a vote for a moment.
Okay.
I agree with you. When we have
Well,
more
can,
time,
can
I
this
think is a
pixie
great
show us the
idea.
way that we came in?
Well, all-
And as you ask, it's like, I don't know the way that you came in, but I can show you Fey crossings. Some are not far.
Yeah, because we.
from the sounds of things, it sounds like hunting and killing a boar is going to be a much faster option.
I agree.
I
Especially,
think it'd be more.
well, especially we have the tools at our disposal. We have Vestamon who can take to the skies and help us find it.
Why don't we show the pixie the map and see if there's an exit near where we're going anyway?
The pixie might be able to help us actually.
Yeah, like
Find the
stick. Yeah, stick with like
I didn't
Armaeus'
want to
idea,
have
maybe
to
two
do
birds
this, but
with
I
one
feel
stone.
like it's our only choice at the moment. Well, it's not our only choice, but it's the fastest one.
And let's start moving that way.
All right, shall we start walking
Aye.
in that direction?
Like
So-
the northern.
Yeah, so we're gonna exit to the north.
You're going to.
We're gonna. Oh fuck, we don't know which way is north. So to the back of the palace,
Okay.
where there. Okay, so
So we're
Back
not gonna
left.
so on the
look and
the
see what
palace-
they have
yeah,
at the market.
we can. I mean, we can all do that if you want to fly and catch up.
Yeah, I can do that.
So on the map, palace is in the center. We're going to go north. We're going to go east.
Following
No, west.
the cruise drawing of the map.
Yeah, so you want to go
Okay.
this way.
Cool.
Do it
Um,
here.
Okay. So
Make a couple make 2 survival checks. Following the map.
13.
Okay, good enough. Your map it seems to be holding. You're able to make your way up.
And 5.
5.
Mm-hmm.
Making your way, following what you think is good on the map. You make another couple of twists and turns, and it almost feels like you're moving in circles. But you hear sounds of seems to be like people celebrating nearby. Off to your left.
Does it sound like they're coming through the hedge?
Make a perception check.
16.
No, where you had taken a right previously, back the other way. It sounds like.
She said that there were 24 riders. Does it sound? Do I hear horses?
Yes, you do, in fact.
Do they sound like they have human faces?
I guess I'm hoping that's the hunt. Armaeus,
Sorry, I went to take a whiz around the corner.
we are going to.
Don't defile that bush.
Yeah, we are going to go towards that noise. Do you hear the horses?
You do. You do.
Okay, yes, I hear them.
All right. We are going to go that way and hope we're about to run into the hunt and start going that way.
So making your way up. I'm sorry.
I made a mark on the map.
Okay.
Ivan's gonna make a mark on the map of where he thinks we are,
Okay.
so we can come back to this spot if we need to.
Okay. Cool. So, making your way towards the sounds that you had heard previously, rounding in one corner and then another, you come across a particularly wide section of the hedge grove where there are a dozen men dressed as warriors, bloody chainmail hanging from them, resting against the hedge, and they have shriveled horses, faces of elves and gnomes at the front of them, and two with human faces.
Wait, like a skin mask?
The horses?
Yeah, like a mask made of skin, or the horses literally have human faces.
Make a perception check.
Me and him?
Both of you, you're both checking it, looking.
Natural 20 plus 6, 26.
I got 17.
Not 20!
Yeah, they look to be some kind of weird fey aberration. Some sort of strange creature of magic. Your fey senses go off the chart with them. They're just like, they're completely unnatural.
Do you understand now why I fucking hate this place?
That's not natural.
Yeah.
Are you with the queen, the princess's wild hunt?
Well, and as the chainmail warriors turn towards you, you see that they're wearing masks that look like they're made of animal skins. It looks like they've just torn the faces off of animals and they put them on themselves. And I think
I'm going to quickly pull out my portable hole, put the rhino mask on, and then stuff it back in.
The princess does not have authority to convene a wild hunt. Only prince or one of the Sealy court can.
That's right.
What is it you wish?
We were.
Why are you disturbing a hunt?
We were sent to assist in the capture of a warthog for the feast. In return, we will be sent home.
You were sent to what?
We were sent to find you, to help find a warthog for a feast for the prince.
Help us?
For the prince.
No, they were supposed to.
What a bunch of primes do to help us. We are here on authority from the Sealy court. Why? There's no way you could possibly be vicious enough or brave enough to assist on the wild hunt.
Do you see this mask?
I see a creature hiding.
I'm gonna look at. I'm not hiding. This is just my war mask, like you have.
Really? Which carnival animal did you steal it off of? We wear the masks of our kill.
You would be surprised. We have done things on our plane that would rival killing some animals, regardless of who helps who.
You are in the land of Fae now. You know nothing of bravery. You know nothing.
And what do you know?
True viciousness.
And what do you know of creatures that take in the dark women and children? The people who hunt them. That's what we do. So enough with the dick measuring. Who's going to find the warthog and who's going to kill it? We need to get the fuck out of here. Ivan's gonna kind of puff his chest out.
Yeah.
I may as well too.
I'm gonna pull my quick release.
I got you back.
My brother and I kill things for sport.
Maybe you could join the hunt.
Does this guy look formidable?
Hold on a second.
Oh, here we go.
Are you brave enough?
I haven't found anything that scares me yet, except for heights.
Hold on.
Fuck heights.
Hold on. And he goes over to one of the withered horses that you see down by the base of the hedges. There's a stream running by the base of the hedges. These strange withered horses with their gnome and elvish faces are down watering and sucking as they raise their heads. you see something that looks like blood dripping from the edges of him. It's where the skin meets fur, seems like strangely meshed together, like two things that just don't belong together, weeping little bits of blood. And he goes over to the horse and pulls off a strange leg of some creature. Goes, you think you're brave enough?
You want me to eat?
No. He walks right up and he puts his face almost right up next to yours. And he raises the leg up. Just over and lets the meat hit your head, and the tops of it droop over the sides, and he waits for a second and balances it.
I take a big bite out of the leg.
He steps back.
Am I to be bait?
He knocks an arrow.
I'll hold. Best case scenario, get a cool eye patch out of it. Alright, what are we doing?
No, you don't roll.
Oh, okay. Oh, fuck, that was natural 20. What was it?
He's
I'm sorry.
dead.
I didn't see your roll. What was it?
It was 9.
9?
He takes the arrow in, and you can feel it skim the top of your head as it takes it. But as you stand your ground, and you can hear the piece of meat hit the ground behind you.
You're decent with a bow.
I'm gonna put
You
my
have
armor back
nerves
on.
of steel.
Where I come from, we call them balls of steel.
Balls of steel. I like this. What's your name?
Ivan.
Ivan with the balls of steel. He grabs your shoulders and shakes you. Okay. So, what is it you seek?
Warthog.
Warthog. Big fat one or suckling? Suckling warthog is the most tender.
I imagine whichever one would facilitate a feast for the rich fucks back
Suckling
in the
warthog it is.
That sounds like a Scandinavian.
What is your name?
My name? Alchdana.
Donna?
Alchdana.
I'm just gonna call you Donna.
Oh, Donna?
I'm going to call you
Alchdana.
Zana?
Yes.
Donna.
Yes.
Are you like Arab or something?
Now can So, are creatures of the Fae any different from Prime Material? Have you hunted the Prime Material?
Fae meat is so much better.
Alright, well,
Wait, Ivan. Bacon.
you ever had bacon?
No time for bacon.
I throw a piece at him, just lob it. Put it in your mouth and suck on it.
We hunt. And they bring these sickly horses out to you. And
I'm gonna saddle up on it.
and with Alchdana leading you, they begin making their way. Making your way through the hedge grove.
We're rolling with the whole hunt, or just Alchdana?
Alchdana, no, the rest of them have given up their horses for you.
Got it. Okay, so we're just going out with
We're
him.
the hunt.
You are the wild
the most
hunt now.
dangerous game.
Where the fuck is Josh?
Nope. 1, 2, 8. Excuse me. There's Alchdana and 3 others with you.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and are you all participating?
Yes.
So you're all invited. They want you all to participate in the hunt. Are you? Yes. Everybody is participating.
I'm going.
I'll go.
Alright.
You don't have to if you want.
Me
to.
too.
No, I thought I was still like, I wanted to check out the market and.
Oh, okay.
everyone-
You stayed behind at the market while they went to the hunt. Okay, cool.
I thought we split up and then you were going to find us by flying over.
Okay, sorry. You did say that, and I missed it. I remember you saying that.
If it's easier, like
No,
you
no,
know,
no,
enemy.
no. You can stay behind it and check out the market. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So who all's on the hunt? Vestmon, you on the hunt?
I guess.
Your boy. Your boy is. Who is? Your boy.
Josh, are you in the hunt?
He'll be back.
Are you?
I guess yes.
Oh.
I'm going to assume Miss Dios is in the hunt.
Okay. As they begin. As they begins leading you through, Aldana riding hard. Everybody who is in the hunt, make an animal handling check to see if you can coax the horses, these horrible horses, into riding faster.
What are we rolling?
Animal handling.
Animal handling.
I got 7.
Same.
12.
18.
18. So
Got 19.
19. So Vestamon is actually, because these steeds seem to have been put together with some sort of magic. They're not his magic, or his ability to control them comes into play, and he and Xenophon kind of shoot out in the lead as their horses put their faces to the ground like the way hunting dogs would, and it seems that their horses have actually caught the scent. So
I'd like to raise my axe and then just like viciously war scream as we ride off towards the hunt.
So, yes, Xenophon.
Give it a task. Tell it to kill a warthog.
I don't even see the warthog.
Tell it to kill any warthog.
Please.
You can give it a task.
Yeah, when we get there, I will. Back off.
Oh!
Yell more.
What?
I like when mom and dad fight.
I won't ever heal you again.
That's funny.
I'm pretty sure y'all were talking about Overwatch.
She's the healer.
So,
She's the
but they
person.
take, but they take the lead and begin, chasing down as it picks up the warthog scent. Aldana falling back a little bit as he's like, yes, you have the blood of true hunters. I can see it now. And up ahead, you see a family of warthogs, surprised, and as the weird horses pick their heads up and they're taking off after them. The paths, as they get closer and closer to what feels like the exterior of the hedge grove, they dart into a side path that's the horses balk at turning down because it's too narrow for the horses to go down as the warthogs begin scrambling down.
How far are they from me, roughly?
They just scooted down a side path.
I'm just
about 30 feet down a side path as you.
I'm just gonna yell out, "Get me close to them!" as we're riding on the horses.
Can I? They went into the hedge.
They didn't go into the hedge. They went into a path that's too small for the horses to get down.
Well, can I jump off my horse and morph into a wolf and go chase them?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
okay, just do a quick athletics check as you leap off your horse with advantage.
That's 14.
Okay, you know what? That's good. Wait, just make sure it's not a nat 20.
Yeah.
Okay, 14. You're able to.
It's 14.
So Vestamon, the thrill of the hunt surging through him, leaps off of his horse and uses polymorph to polymorph into a wolf and begins.
I'd like to catch one and have him squealing and just run back with him.
Now, from the top of my horse, within 30 feet, can I throw one of my throwing hatchets at it?
Within 30 feet from horseback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be a disadvantage.
You make your attack with disadvantage.
Okay.
Can I shoot my arrow?
Okay. 10. Wait.
10.
B. Where's my proficiency? Right. 4, 8. Yeah, 10 total.
10. 10 misses.
Fuck.
As okay, and go ahead and just roll a d20 and make an attack as a wolf.
Just
as you on the fly.
17.
17. This Vestamon in his wolf form is able to and
I like how he's
clasp his teeth onto the ass end of one of the warthogs, one of the big ones that's bringing up the rear. Misty Eye shoots, Salty Eye shoots an arrow. Salty Eye shoots an arrow. It's been so long. Come on, give me some black.
That is 17 to hit.
17. Okay. And sticks right into the side of the one that that Vestamon's already got his teeth into on the back end, and its legs begin tumbling out from underneath it.
Can we still see like the whole pack of warthogs, or is it only the one?
It's just this one now. The rest of them are continuing to move forward. One of the bigger ones is caught for the moment.
I'm gonna hop off my horse and try to run over to the one Vestamon's ripping apart as a wolf, and I'm gonna try to stab it. With
well, it's currently restrained, so
yeah.
So what are you using to stab it?
Soul Hero.
Oh, so you're running up with the sword?
Yeah, I'm just
and within moments, this warthog is.
How big is it? Like.
No, it's one of the big ones. This is like the mama. This is like this.
Like
This one weighs like.
Cool. This is the
this
one
is
we
not
want.
a suckling. This is like a
200-pound
this.
hog.
This is like a big one. This is the suckling ones are kind of like the babies.
I want to jump on top of it and just like put. It's falling over, right?
It's
already dead.
Yeah,
It's-
it's dead.
I want to jump on top of it. I'm going to take my pistol and just put it right in the side of its head and just pop it one time, just for good measure.
So it's
a double tap.
Yeah. Vestamon's still holding the ass in back. And as it's been stabbed several times now, an arrow sticking out of it, and Armaeus comes running up screaming, and jumps over Vestamon and just lands on the back of this giant warthog, and it's just like, it's just laying there it's already done squealing and wriggling, and it goes, BAM! And puts one bullet through its head.
Okay.
Don't worry, guys, I got it.
Then I'll
Alright,
morph.
go get another.
I'll drop my morph back and go back and be myself.
Does the warthog seem big enough for the princess to want it for the feast?
Yes,
I mean, I would hope so.
yes,
It's Mama.
but this warthog will feed a lot of people, but it's not suckling. You know, I don't know if Princess will appreciate this.
Then we get one more.
All she said was a warthog. She didn't say what kind. And we fulfilled our obligation.
I'm gonna grab it by the legs and try to pick it up and bring it back to the horses.
Okay.
And if we can pick up a track to try to find the sucklings that ran off.
Okay.
Okay. Would you like to do that? Okay.
Daddy board.
Make a
It's a big one.
make an investigation check.
Investigation.
Yeah, as you take the warthog, it's like you and Vestamon. Vestamon, drops his polymorph and is dragging it back.
That's a 12.
Shouldn't we go ahead and gut it so it'll be easier?
We'll probably do
Put it
that
on
in
a stick and put it right between our horses.
Yeah, let me use I got 12.
12?
Mhm.
Okay, as you drag it back and you leave it laying, you can see numerous track marks of the younger suckling warthogs.
All right, we can maybe find them back into their cove. Did you come with us, or are you?
No, she's back. She's back.
Shopping?
Yeah, I'm shopping.
Cool, no problem. All right, we will We will move, follow the tracks carefully. I would like to look for any kind of burrow or
Okay.
anything that they could have dove into.
Make a nature check.
Fuck me's running. Fucking rolls are ass. Nature -1 is a 3.
Wait, what were you looking for?
Like, so following the trail of the tracks, looking for like a burrow or anything that they could have dove into.
No burrows. Actually, do make a history check.
That's better. Was it a -1? Yeah, I was like, history is 11.
Okay, those with the hog hunts that you've been on before, you realize that that they don't usually burrow. They usually just they usually find things to hide under.
Got it. I guess should we continue to track and keep an eye out for anything?
We got this
Get that
this other one that we killed. We got him up over our horse, riding him. But we're not just gonna leave him here.
I'm following on foot. I drug the hog back to the horses, and then I got back on the trail. We got back on the trail.
Well, I could as long as we got this one secured that we killed and we got him gutted and secured, then I could morph back into a wolf and go follow the trail. If y'all want me to.
That's a good idea.
Can I see if I'm still on my horse. Can I see if my horse gets any more, if it can track anymore? Like, smell?
If it's people nose.
So, let's see. Okay, make your animal handling check.
That is an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
An 8. You get back on your horse and try to catch the scent. It does catch the scent, but the scent could lead straight down the path where you had just shot the previous one.
Okay.
Okay, so while you're looking for this, you're gutting and preparing this other hog and getting it prepared. Meanwhile, Ember is back in the market again. So you had your list of places. Where would you like to investigate? Where would you like to go check?
I think I'm gonna go into the blacksmith, and just so as a DM, I'm keeping my eye out for any item that I feel could be most useful to any one of my teammates.
Okay. Taking a look around, this seems to be a fairly normal smithy. The only real difference here is that the fires in the forge, when you do see, seem to be magically sustained. The fires are burning blue and white instead of oranges and reds that you're used to.
Does it look like there's any magical fey items for sale?
Just looking around at first glance, it doesn't look like that's. But there is a smith in here, a dwarven smith, 2 gnomish assistants, and another older, looks almost to be an elderly satyr that's sitting in a small wooden chair over in the corner.
Hey, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for gifts for all my friends that they can make use for on their journey. They're an eclectic bunch of varying skills and talents.
What sort of items are you looking for?
Anything that pings me, anything that I feel that they could make the best use of.
I don't know anything about your friends, but perhaps are you looking to armor your friends, or are you looking for trinkets?
What kind of trinkets do you offer?
I don't really. I have a few things to trade.
May I see them?
And the satyr reaches into a bag and pulls out a signet ring. It has the sigil of the U Lord on it, YEW. Would anyone in your party fancy something like this?
Does it do anything?
Told the properties make the wearer resistant to acid.
How much are you selling it for?
A good story.
A story?
Yes,
Like Once Upon a Time, the end?
A good story.
I have nothing smart to say to this. I don't know. I'm flabbergasted. You don't take money in this world?
I have no use for it. Oh dear, you've never been to the Fae before.
No.
Mostly we trade in experiences.
That's what we're going to call it a night. We'll let you think about it. And we'll come back to this transaction is where we'll start, and we'll finish up your hunt next week.
Yeah.
Because that's actually a lot to get hit with right off the bat. So
The hunt thing is fucking
Stop
fun.
hitting us.
I keep picturing like Murder Pants from Metalocalypse.
yes.
Every time he's like, "Oh, you got the blood of Hunter."
Yeah, his voice is awesome.
Either that or oh god, who is Jarl Alfred?
Yes.
Yeah. the dragons.
The dragons.
Keeping your eyes to the sky, Bradley. Fuck, I should have done that voice for a character. So the fucking...
No, this is actually that's no, never mind. That's but about to say too much.
Okay.
Okay.
So I understand if you can't answer this question. How severe is the time change in the Feywild? Or is that something that we don't pay you enough for that much information?
That's something you're gonna have to learn.
I
It's not
have
something that I.
God, that makes me nervous. I'm gonna be fucking sweating bullets all week.
I've got $1.
Was this
I've got
avoidable?
$1 on me right now, and it's on
I
like
feel like it was
various
avoidable.
coins.
It was what?
Was this avoidable coming into the thing?
Oh, this whole thing was, yeah, if we didn't fuck with the bucket. we could have already been to Suzale. But, I mean,
But that would be boring.
yeah, and, yeah, you're right. And I mean, the bucket was fun.
And I have it.
And you,
This is what being on an adventure is about. you
Yeah.
know?
I have the goddamn bucket and a latrine.
Good dang. All these buckets.
I just have this, fucking sinking feeling that we're gonna, like, wind up doing all this, and then we're gonna pop back in the fucking tree in Vestamon's backyard, and Suzale is gonna be fucking razed to the ground. And it's gonna be like, you know, the 5 have taken over, and we're all level 20
Or
now.
King White
You're
Sparrow
fucked.
has already proceeded with his attack because he had all those foot soldiers and...
There's a lot of what ifs, man. There's a lot of what ifs. Oh fuck, you know, man, shit. You know what we could do?
Kill the princess.
No, well, yeah, but no.
Mystios.
Well, but we're not murder hobos. God damn it.
Mystios is.
Yeah, I know he is. But no, fucking. We could find a way to lure Old Man Jenkins into the Feywild, and he'll die of old age when he pops back in the actual world.
I'd love to tell you why that won't work off stream.
He's immortal, isn't he?
Near.
You fucker. Shit was fun. I'm genuinely looking forward to those fights, like, or those encounters whenever they happen.
But now,
I just know we have to be really smart about
I mean, maybe Aoth is just roaming around this area right now.
it. Aoth is tree. Like, he is a tree.
Yeah, he's just a tree.
He could have been any of those fucking Ettins that we ran into, or whatever they were called. Dryads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just been any tree, just hanging out in the area. You start stabbing every
Is
tree.
anybody hanging out tonight? Oh my god.
Several people.
There's a bunch of people, man.
Oh wow. Hey, there's people. Hey, thanks for sticking around and
Stabbing
for
trees.
coming and watching for a little while. And this has been really interesting. History, like our old notes really didn't come into play very much because this is our first time.
New territory.
Yeah, this is the first time on this plane, so getting used to some new play tonight. That again, hey, thanks everybody for came out and checked this out, and it was a lot of fun. It was really interesting, and hope that you can make it back. We're try to be here every Sunday. Were we gonna take off next Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to be off next Sunday. It'll be our first time in a year and a half of streaming, but we're going to take a quick mental health break and
Preparation.
Preparation,
To
mental
come up with
preparation,
the
mental
story.
health break. There's the biggest priority for us is for the people at the table to have fun.
yeah,
And there's like doing this every week. We feel like may have started a little bit of a mental strain on everybody, so we want everybody to like just take a week off and have some more time to rejuvenate. You know,
If you
you
want
get it together. You know,
So-
and then come back.
because yeah, I mean, if we don't have fun, it's not going to be fun for you guys too. So, but I've never ever promoted my YouTube channel, but there's if you look for Zach Meow, ZAKMEOW on YouTube, like a bunch of the old episodes are up. Again, they're completely unedited and really stupid, and a lot of it's unprepared. So, but if you can make it through the bad parts, the rest of it is totally worth it. And so we've had a lot of fun in the last year and a half, and we plan to keep doing this for a while. And this will be the first time that we can't say see you next Sunday, but Sunday after next we'll be here and we'll be picking up with Ember's Trade. and that gives you 2 weeks to compose some sort of story for this stupid guy, for the stupid satyr.
No.
Okay.
Ring.
Stupid satyr.
But hey, thanks guys. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Bye.
Goodbye, friends.
Oh, I'm gassy.
That's weird.